Good evening everyone and welcome to the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oil Direct. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm joined by Adam Bath from Suzuka Circuit in Japan for rounds 74 to 76 of this season-long touring car series where the prize fund totals $10,000. Adam, my friend, we're back at Suzuka. It's the figure of 8 layout, the classic, iconic Japanese Grand Prix circuit. What do we expect here? We've got over 45 cars.
Well, this is a round that I've had circled on the calendar for a long time. The last time we were here, I think, was all the way back in Season 6 where we had some of the best touring car racing ever in the BSRTC. That time it was on the East Circuit though. Now we're on the full circuit. So the Grand Prix layout, 130R, down to the Casio Triangle. Plenty of overtaking spots on this circuit. Going to be some great racing.
Yeah, even though it's the same circuit, Adam, we've got, like you said, a lot more places to pass, a lot more moves that can be made, and we've got to say the top 10 guys looking very quick in qualifying. Sebastian Job is currently leading that standing ahead of Wojciech Savidovic, who leads the championship. Stelin Chepolevsky's in third. Fourth is Alex Smolensky with Michael Schellbach in fifth. Dan Hunt sixth, Dan Kraft in seventh, Rusty Laidler in eighth, Andreas Katz in ninth, and Jamie Fluke 10th. Adam Savidovic extended his lead once again at the previous round. He's looking imperious, isn't he? And he must be wanting the showdown to come quickly.
Yeah, he took another win at Silverstone. That increases his win count to 15, which means that when the points are reset for the showdown in a few weeks, he will be on 10,086 points to do, which will keep him in the lead compared to Sebastian Job's 10 victories. So if Job wants to close that gap in the showdown, he needs to get more wins on the board, and he's doing that at the moment, being on provisional pole. Other standings to keep an eye on: the Teams Championship, which is where the main majority of the prize fund is going. Engine Oils Direct 446 points ahead of GT Omega, with STEM Sim Racing in third. Then it's New Homes Digital fourth, Pete Newman Media fifth, Apex Racing TV sixth, Leo Bodner seventh, Laser Tools in 8th, Eurochip Digital, have risen out of the ashes of Team Carnage in 9th, and then Team OGR, which no longer race, in 10th. Checker flag out in the qualifying session, Andrew.
Indeed it is, and the grid goes relatively unchanged. Dan Hunt did manage to get himself up into 5th position though on the grid, so that's good. He's ahead of Michael Schellbach now. Other names, returnees to the series: Ash Sutton is back, he's in 13th place on the grid. Laura Bond missed 1 or 2 meetings, she's 19th. And then you have Ray Alfala 26th, Brendan Cohen 28th, Juha Pekalami 31st. Linus Brostrom, is good to see him as always, in 34th. And in 14th place, Sean Cole.
Yeah, Sean Cole's second race meeting. He raced here at Silverstone a week ago. Didn't have the best of race meetings, and he's starting further down the order again in 40th place. However, as always, we have the reverse grid playing a factor for races 2 and 3. So if he gets inside the top 26 in this race, which could happen, considering how action-packed the races we've had at Suzuka have been in the past, he could have a shot at possibly getting a top 5 or top 10 in those later races.
Yeah, and this is always a series, Adam, as we very well know, that the more meetings you do, the better you tend to do. The experience does count for a hell of a lot here. And Sean, it's all about experience for him. Having a look at some of the contenders in the Pro-Am standings as well, just a quick look at some of the top guys there. Paul Smith, Laura Bond in 19th, I think she's still leading the showdown points. Paul Smith is 22nd, and John Roberts is 39th. So John, again, he's struggling with his qualifying, but we know he's quite good in the races, Adam, and he's still fighting hard, isn't he?
Yeah, John Roberts continuing to fight hard. He's had good results at the last few races, but always seems to be a victim of misfortune. Let's see if he can have a better race meeting tonight. Yeah, starting in... just trying to find my timing screen. Starting in... 39th, yeah. So similar situation as Sean Cole then, trying to get that reverse grid. That's all that the guys are trying to do. We've had a few cars that haven't taken part in qualifying. That's probably because of them having to serve a few penalties from the last race meetings. I'll have a look for you now who have had to serve penalties. Jay Wright is not allowed to take part in qualifying. He's starting at the back. Ben Palmer, the same for him. 10th place for grid penalty for Jamie Rushworth in race 2. So that won't affect him in race 1. He's starting 12th in race 1.
But depending on where the reverse grid falls, he might have a bit of problems, because he might already be 20th, 21st, 22nd, and then he may have to drop 10 further spots.
And then Andreas Katz has got a 10-place grid penalty for race 2 as well. And penalties have carried over from previous race meetings where the drivers haven't been able to serve them. Mark Johnston, he's got a back of the grid penalty as well. And Stanimir Zuzov, who's starting at the back too.
Yeah, so remember the British Sim Racers Touring Car Pro Series is the fight for $10,000. We've gone from March and we're going through to December. The showdown is imminent, but the drivers still fighting tremendously hard to get into those last 5 race meetings where they can have a chance to win the championship. I mean, it's been such a long season, Adam, but such an enjoyable one. The drivers, you know, a lot of them won't be wanting it to end, but like we said, the showdown is so important. The top guys surely can't wait for it to get started so they can really fight for the title now.
Yeah, we're getting to that part of the season where it's all starting to come together before the start of the showdown. I think we've got 4 more race meetings after this, and then we've got a teams race which won't affect the Drivers' Championship before the showdown begins. So this is where we're probably going to see some of the best racing, because everyone's going to be going all out for the wins to try and get their best possible position in the showdown. That's going to be even the case in the Pro-Ams Championship, and we're going to see the teams battling it out as well so they can get in the showdown for the Teams Championship.
Yeah, and of course this race is here on Motors TV and on iRacing Live, as well as the YouTube, the Apex Racing TV channel. You can get 3 months of iRacing.com subscription for the price of 1 by using the promotional code PR-BSRTC. 3 months for the price of 1. If anybody hasn't joined iRacing yet, they want to know, they're looking at the series, they want to know what it's all about, well, get yourself in there. You've got the chance, and it's only about $12 for the first 3 months. I think that's a steal, Adam, to be fair. Laser scanned tracks to within 3mm, I believe, of what they are in real life, and you know, truly unsurpassed in terms of the track models that we have.
Yeah, the series iRacing itself continues to go from strength to strength in terms of content, and we've got more GT3 cars coming. We've got more racetracks coming that are being on the British touring car scene. So it's just getting better, and hopefully in the future we'll see some actual British touring cars join the iRacing service as well. I think the BMW 1 Series, has that been linked with joining iRacing?
Yeah, there's potential all over the place. I mean, the BMW was supposed to be done, but I don't think that actually got done in the end, as was the Honda Civic touring car. So, yeah, it's one thing that I think the series needs, and to be honest, the service needs, but we'll definitely appreciate one of those cars when they turn up here in British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. So, remember, it's $4,000 up for grabs for the winning team. There's also $2,000 available for the winning driver, and also the safest driver would get $500 as well. Adam, it's good to be back. Anyway, I missed last week. Sounds like it was a good one at Silverstone, and it's always great to be home here of what I consider to be the home of Japanese motorsport, after being at the home of British motorsport last week.
Yeah, home of British motorsport, Silverstone. Suzuka this time around. Pretty similar corners, very demanding racetrack. Lack of runoff area as well, surrounded really by gravel traps apart from 130R. That's going to be one tricky spot to watch. See if the guys can get that corner perfect to get a run into the Casio triangle. Wonder if anyone will be going onto that runoff area. They've got to be careful about rejoining the track, otherwise we could see a pretty big incident.
Well, we know, Adam, only too well that the Kia Optima is pretty unstable under braking, and into 130R it looks like it's going to be a tricky corner. The rear end's going to go very light, high speed stuff. All the cars are lined up on the grid now, ready for the start. Just a few seconds to go before the revs rise. 48 Kia Optimas bursting into life now. And the green light is on at Suzuka. It's a tremendous start from Savinovic. Job got a little bit bogged down. Also, Chapelevsky gets a brilliant getaway from the second row, and he's now going to challenge Sebastian Job going into the first corner. We saw Hamilton and Rosberg side by side there last week. But Chapelevsky has to get out of it, and actually up the inside is Savinovic. But Job manages to hold it round the outside of turn 2, as Rosberg was unable to do.
Only a few cars round the back.
Oh, sideways for Daniel Hunt.
We got a Laser Tools car off, but it's not likely to cause a safety car at all. Only 3 cars, I think, off in that first corner. But yeah, Sebastian Job away, Savidovic in second place, Czepelewski third, Smolenski up into 4th position, Daniel Kraft 5th, Hunt 6th, Lehner 7th, Shellback 8th, Katz in 9th, and Fluke in 10th.
Jamie Rushworth in 12th as well.
Battling out with Ashley Sutton as well. Ashley Sutton doing a one-off race meeting here. We haven't seen him in the championship for a long time. Took race victories a few seasons ago. He's already onto the back of the 2-time champion Andreas Katz as we head through the Degner curves and up towards the hairpin.
Yeah, Ashley Sutton driving for Peter Newman Media in this race meeting. And when we saw Ashley Sutton last time, he's nearly coming to blows with Andreas Katz at the hairpin. When we saw Sutton here last time, he had a wonderful battle with Wojciech Savidovic, I believe, in season 6, and Sutton ready to dish out some punishment here, no doubt. As off goes Job. He's gone wide at the spoon curve. But
keeps
as
it on.
the spoon curve is these days, Adam, the gravel trap isn't there at that first part, so you can run wide and actually maintain your position fairly easily.
Yeah, was it David Coulthard and Damon Hill in the Williams? I think not back in '95. Both of them went off into spoon curve, and it had catastrophic effects on their race. Sebastian Job, though, he's just able to ease off the gas and get back on the racetrack. Let's see how he takes 130. Just a few wheels into the curb, unsettles the car again as he heads down towards the Casio Triangle. This is allowing Savidovic to close in on him even more, and allows the pack behind to close in. Czepelewski, Smolenski, and Kraft. 1 second separating the top 5.
He did have a good Casio Triangle that time, though, Sebastian Job, and he's managed to get away from Wojciech Savidovic. Then it's Czepelewski, then Smolenski, then Hunt.
Hunt's gone. Hunt has gone.
Hunt must have taken a spill somewhere. Daniel Hunt.
Look at this.
Sean Cole is out, so not a good start for him. Dan Kraft in 5th. Russell Laidler 6th. He's dropping off the back of this. Shellback's holding up Sutton and Katz now.
Yeah, Katz has dropped 2 positions down that front straight. Shellback and Sutton were able to get past the season 3 and season 8 champion, and Katz is already onto the back of Ashley Sutton. He nudges the Pete Newman Media car off the racetrack, or was that a slowdown picked up by Ashley Sutton, I wonder?
Yeah, it could well have been, but he's still got a bit of help from Andreas Katz, as the German driver forcefully does it, but he manages to get through on Sutton. Luke is there in the New Homes digital car, and then behind him is David Baker. We see the STEM Sim car with the yellow trim on it is the former season 7 champion David Baker. And it's Rushworth who's got that 10th place penalty, so wherever he would have started race 2, Adam, he's going to drop 10 spots. Yeah,
so he'll be trying to get as many points as he can in his opening race. He's got a car in between himself and his teammate, and that is David Baker. David Baker, Mr. Consistent, inside the top 10, as he always seems to be. This is a battle over 10th position now between David Baker and Jamie Rushworth. Rushworth trying to open the car up through this pretty fast section of the racetrack, down towards Spoon Curve. Once again, can he get it done down the inside? Very hard place to overtake, and he doesn't really get the apex that he wanted there, Jamie Rushworth. He's going to try and get a secondary apex through Spoon Curve and try and get the car to have a pretty good run down towards 130 yard. Wojciech Savidovic.
Sorry, he's right on the tail of Sebastian Job, and into 130 yard. Maybe not the best line from the Polish driver through there, and he allows Job to just get that little bit of breathing space. But Savidovic very quick in the middle sector, which comprises the Degner curves, the hairpin and spoon. Definitely a strong point for the Engine Oil Direct car.
Yeah, how many times have we seen this battle throughout the season? Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savidovic, usually if one of those 2 starts on pole, they usually go and win the race. Well, who's going to win this one, though, I wonder? We've just come round to complete lap number 2. On to lap number 3. Pete Newman Media car in the background. Daniel Kraft trying to have a look to the inside of Alex Smolenski. What were their lap times? Smolenski 2:07.1, 2:06.8 for Kraft. And Shellback has got past Lader. That's interesting. And Shellback runs out wide. And Andreas Katz is going to get past Shellback. They rub door handles down towards the beginning part of the S's. Shellback is just able to hold on. But Russell Lader lost out 2 places there.
Yeah, Germany versus Germany there. As Shellback forces his way past Andreas Katz. Now, Laidler is now on the back of Katz, but there's such a train here. We remember this in season 6, Adam, that a similar thing occurred, but it was for the victory. There were 6 or 7 cars in a line. You've got Fluke, Baker, Rushworth, Thompson, and Fag for Eurochip Digital. There, he's in 13th place. Robert Fag, we know how good he is. Won a race at Watkins Glen this season.
Rushworth onto the back of Baker again. Look how close he is. He's going to look to the inside. He does. And Baker's late on the break. Rushworth out of control there.
Thompson turns round Rushworth at the hairpin.
And that allows the slip.
It doesn't actually do anything for him.
And that allows the new team there of Robert Fagg to get through. Euro, Chips, Digital there. I just managed to remember it. He's now through into 11th position, just out on the outskirts of the top 10 now.
Once again, Savidovic has had a very good spoon curve. And this is the point where he seems to be strong. But what he needs to do into 130R, maybe he's looking for the apex of the corner, but he seems to move to the inside of the track, Adam, and it's not helping his line into this brutally fast left-hander.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to force Sebastian Job to take defensive lines, and that's going to allow Savidovic to get a quicker car, really. And look how close he is onto the back there.
It's going to work
Sebastian
this time.
Job.
I think it's going to work this time for him, but maybe that was the move all along. I don't know. But
Andreas Katz has lost a ton of positions. He's tumbling down the timing screens. I wonder what's happened there. Problem for Rob Fagg as well. Rob Fagg's just cut the chicane at the Casio Triangle. He's got a slowdown penalty, but where is Andreas Katz?
Dan Kraft he's lost a place, I think, as well. I think he's had a slowdown penalty.
I'm going to try and look back and see what happened to our two-time champion here. He's back in the pit lane, and he's got damage on the car. So let's see what happened to him.
Just to everybody who's new to iRacing, new to the BSRTC, welcome. It's great that you're along with us tonight, Thursday evening. And if you do cut the course at any point, iRacing will issue you with the slowdown penalty. You have to give back a certain denomination of seconds due to how severe the corner cut was, and you have to do that pretty much within a couple of sectors, Adam.
Yeah, the slowdown penalty, we've seen it have impacts on race victories. Andreas Katz is out of the race, and it is contact with Michael Schellbach through 130R, so civil war really between the two Germans. Katz got out on the curb, and then Schellbach turned him around and into the tyre barrier hard on the exit 130R. That is the end of Andreas Katz's race, and it just doesn't seem to be going right for him at the moment. All the time.
He's down to 7th in the championship standings, and to be honest, Adam, he's only 40-odd points within the top 10.
This is not going to be good, especially with Sebastian Joe Wojciech Savidovic cars in front of him getting more and more points. Kip Stevens 14th, yeah. Kip Stevens in 14th place.
And it looked so strong for Katz a while ago. Maybe about 10 weeks ago, he was 2nd place. And now Savidovic goes for it. He's going to go for the lead on the outside into 130R. He got a great run out of spoon. He's been doing that every time. Going to force Job to the inside. Savidovic twitching away. He's gone wide at 130R. That's not the place you want to do that. And
here comes Stelian Chepelevsky to get on the axe. Chepelevsky in the GT Omega car, looking around the outside into the Casio Triangle. Not able to get it done there, but now we've got a 3-car battle for the race lead.
Yeah, and Stelian Chepelevsky, he needs some good points as well. I mean, he is in 3rd place overall. He should be in the showdown, but you want those podium credits. You want those advanced points position when you end up in that showdown, those last 5 race meetings. Now Schellbach leading that 2nd group ahead of Laidler, and they've got Jamie Fluke behind them for New Homes Digital.
Schellbach then in 6th position, Laidler 7th, Fluke 8th, Baker 9th, and Rushworth in 10th. Rushworth drops off the back of David Baker, wasn't as close as he was a few laps ago, as has Lee Thompson in 11th and Jerome Kaiser in 12th.
Actually, Rushworth smashing the curbs through the S's section there. He's taking no prisoners. Here is the former champion Lee Thompson in 11th, Jerome Kaiser in 10th. It's good to see that nobody's hit him off yet. That usually happens. Simon Field leading his teammate. Well, actually, Pete Newman's got ahead of Simon Field, so Newman in 13th, Field in 14th. 15th for Steve Walker, 16th for Lee Berridge for Eurochip Digital. Kip Stevens for New Homes Digital in 17th. A lot of digital going around tonight. Colin Cunniff 18th, Laurabon 19th, Jake Blackall 20th, then Ash Sutton in 21st.
Let's have a look at the lap time. Stelian Chepelevsky last time around 2:07.4 compared to Savidovic's 2:07.9 and Sebastian Job's 2:07.6. Now let's see what Stelian Chepelevsky can do. He's yet to take a win this season, I do believe, for GT Omega, compared to his teammate Daniel Hunt, who has managed to rack up 5 victories for the team. So he'll be wanting to do his part to help them get as high a position as they can into the team's championship. He's looking on the back of Wojciech Savidovic, who isn't as close to Sebastian Job as he was a lap ago. Wonder Stelian Chepelevsky can mount any sort of a challenge in this final half of the race.
He's usually there or thereabouts, isn't he? The Bulgarian driver. And He's got a chance now. He's having a run at Savidovic into the Casio triangle. Savidovic just sort of covers the inside line, but doesn't do it too aggressively. Chepelevsky didn't have a very good chicane there. Just going a bit wide, Adam, almost onto the gravel, and that's cost him a bit.
Yeah, he's lost out quite a bit there as he tried to pick up the slipstream.
But Savidovic definitely quicker at this point.
Yeah, Savidovic, let's have a look at the lap times. 2:07.4. They lapped exactly the same time, Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savidovic. Smolenski in 4th still, Daniel Kraft in 5th, Shellback still in 6th, but David Baker's now setting his sights on Jamie Fluke. Had a look to the inside there, but it's so hard to overtake. Oh, whoa, and Fluke has a good advantage there on Russell Layler. Nearly goes into the back of the GT Omega car there, but Russell Layler just continuing to hold on to his 7th place.
There's no way for Baker to get through in this first sector either. Such a beautiful section of corners. The only thing Dave can maybe do is throw the car up the inside into the Dunlop curve, stay outside and do that, but you'd hurt yourself so badly on the run down to Degner 1, Adam, that you would you'd lose more time than I think you could gain from trying to move.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's really best to just stay onto the back of him through this part of the course.
Stay close through not this one, Degner 2, but the next one, which is I'm going to call Daniel Kvyat bend, and into the hairpin. He's got a chance, but we haven't seen much into the hairpin. Oh, Rush was deciding that he's going to try it.
I know, I was saying a lap or so ago that he was nowhere near David Baker and Rushworth.
Oh, look at that line from Baker.
Yeah, but typical oval style racing there, almost like the Alton Park full circuit, the 180-degree bend there as well. Baker just hanging it around the outside and is able to work. He's managed to hold off Jamie Rushworth for now. He's lost a
lot of time to the guys in front, though, guys immediately in front of him, so it didn't work out particularly well. Now Savidovic has got another run down this long back straight. Walker's out as well, Steve Walker. He's had a problem somewhere, and we've Ralph Adler's 2 laps down as well. We've lost Andreas Katz, we've lost Dan Hunt, and we've lost Sean Cole. But meanwhile, this battle for the lead rages, and Wojciech Savidovic now trying to take his 16th victory of the season. He's won 20% of the races, Adam, which is astonishing considering how big these fields are. But now he's going to try and get past the young Englishman in the Apex Racing TV car, Wojciech Savidovic.
Here he comes then, to the outside. Is he going to do what Lewis Hamilton did to his teammate last season? No, he can't. Very hard to get that move done. You've almost got to be really past the car in front if you're going to sweep around the outside there. But Savidovic already making his intentions clear. We're on lap 7 of 10. Just under 4 laps of racing to go here. Look how good Savidovic is through the S's there, Andrew.
I think he's just quicker everywhere, to be honest, than Job, who does tend to start quite well, but then does wear down a little bit as the race goes on. He's not the best at looking after his tyres relative to Wojciech Savidovic, and the Polish driver now senses blood as he's running down the hill through the excellent Dunlop curve and towards Degner 1, but you can't overtake there very easily. Into Degner 2, you just got to keep it smooth through here. But Savidovic has a great run through Degner 2, and now can he do it through this right hand kink and into the hairpin? Is he going to throw it up the inside? You may as well try it, Wojciech, but not this time. And Chepelevsky's still there, and he's not finished.
Yeah, Chepelevsky's doing a great job of sticking with these guys. Savidovic once again gets a good run on the exit of the hairpin, almost bump drafting the hairpin.
Oh no, there's nothing. You can't do that, Wojciech.
He was if he'd been on there for too much longer, he would have been on a one-way road to disaster. But he's looking down the inside into Spoon. That was very close there. Now let's see the run he can get through the second part of Spoon. This is where we've seen him get alongside Sebastian Job in the past. Not close enough, I don't think, but Job immediately goes to the inside line to try and protect it going into 130 yards. Savidovic, will he try and go to the outside? Will he do what Fernando Alonso did to Michael Schumacher 10 years ago here at Suzuka? I think he might actually. That's so close.
He might just do this. Is he going to keep it on the course? Yes, he does. He's got the inside line for the Casio triangle. Can Savidovic take the lead here? Underbraking hard now. Job round the outside, that's wonderful.
Fantastic job, that is fantastic.
Coming back and he's nudging the Apex Racing TV car. Brilliant driving from both men here. These are 2 of the championship contenders. I think, Adam, this is going to come down to them at the end. And Savidovic, look at this, it's like Mansell and Senna, they're inches apart, but Mansell and Senna didn't hit each other on the straight.
Wow, that was very close. Hold your breath stuff there. Onto lap 8.
There's no quarter given, and definitely none asked for. And Chepelevsky's rubbing his hands together with glee. Savidovic is off, and he's into the wall.
Unbelievable, Stelian Chepelevsky.
And the championship leader is out surely now.
Well, is he out?
He's either out or he's waiting, but
He's
severe
waiting.
damage to that. Oh, severe damage to that car.
Yeah. Well, Stalin Chepelevsky. Well,
He's going to keep going. He's got 3 laps to go, but I don't think he's going to. I think he'll be lucky if he's not got serious problems going around the track now.
we were so busy watching Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savinovic that we forgot about Chepelevsky in the mix, and then all of a sudden he appeared, just tapped the rear, the quarter panel incident that Alex loves so much, tapped the rear of Savinovic, and it turned him around.
Yeah, and you could sort of see it coming, but Chepelevsky, I thought he was going to keep a watching brief and just sort of wait if those two took each other off and actually got involved in the battle. But Chepelevsky in the GT Omega car, well, he stuck his nose in, and sometimes you pay for that, and he did a bit, but got a bit of damage on the front of that car, but got second place out of it. So I suppose there's good things and bad things there when we can see that. But and not finished is this battle between Kraft and Smolenski. And I must admit, Adam, if you'd have asked me who would have been in the top 5 in the championship this season with this field, I would not have said Alex Smolenski. That's no disrespect to him, but he's in 4th place overall, and he's only going to get better after this race meeting.
Yeah, he was at Team OGR at the start of the season, and for some reason that didn't seem to work. Went to Laser Tours, about a third of the way through the season, and ever since then it seems to be paying off. Took wins at Okayama and has managed to rack up
he's got 3 or 4 wins, 2 wins, yeah. But he's got 8 career wins, I believe, which is I think it's 5 more even than Dave Baker has, for instance. So Smolenski's obviously a great driver, and you know what, he hasn't really got involved in many silly things this season, which was his Achilles heel previously.
Yeah, and usually they would involve his teammate. I remember Lee Martini at Rob Parker's.
Round the outside.
Daniel Kraft goes round the outside, but Smolenski positions his car well right in the middle of the racetrack, and it means that Daniel Kraft cannot get that move done.
That's just the sort of move I think that 2 seasons ago would have resulted in an incident for Alex Smolenski, and his driving's matured, and he's got quicker and he's got smoother. Oh, and Kraft, I'm not sure what he's doing there. He's trying to force his way through, but Smolenski, well, knows what he's doing here, as does Daniel Kraft. Kraft's had an appalling season when you think about it. I think originally he was a reserve driver though, wasn't he? And he's down in 23rd in the championship. I think he's missed a few meetings, but you would have expected Kraft to have done a little better this season, I think.
Yeah, he took up 2 wins, but yeah, I think the fact that he hasn't been here for the majority of the race meetings seems to have hurt him. Only attended 78% of the races this season, and I think we found that that's really what you needed to do, attend all the races, and that's what helped your points. Sebastian Job, he had to claw back a whole load of points after missing 1 race meeting.
There's a battle on the screen now, just to let you know that there's a battle involving James Nash. Right, where's that? Oh, it is. There was a battle involving James Nash and Braden Cohen in the Grip TV car, and then it's John Roberts, but it's a couple of laps. He's 1 lap down actually, is John Roberts, and again, Adam, not helping his point standings either.
I don't think we should mention John Roberts at all, because whenever we seem to talk about him in build-up, then he always seems to have a bad race 1 lap down, and Savinovic is still in 13th position, so he's battling out with Ashley Sutton here, side by side down the straight towards 130R. I think this is probably Ashley Sutton just getting past Savinovic, playing the sensible game, letting him through.
Yeah, and now Dan Kraft. See what he can do. About Alex Smolenski. Smolenski goes to the outside, and he's trying to go around Daniel Kraft. That's easier said than done. Kraft's a veteran, and he knows what he's doing. Smolenski's sticking his nose in there, and that's another one that would have been contact 2 seasons ago, I think.
Yeah, so Kraft up into the podium position, Smolenski down to 4th on the final lap of the race. Jamie Fluke is in 5th. He's managed to get past Shellback and Laidler as well, so the New Homes Digital's car up into the top 5.
Smolenski wants those credits as well, Adam, remember. He wants that podium finish to get himself more points for the showdown.
Here we go then, through up to the Dunlop curve and down towards the Degner curves for the final time. Look how close this is. Will Smolenski have a lunge? Oh, he has to think about it. And maybe a few seasons ago, you're right, Andrew, he might have considered it.
he was very close there, wasn't he? Into Degner 1, and it's a very difficult place to overtake. As Stelian Chepelevsky's now closing in on Sebastian Job. This is the final lap and into the hairpin. Job goes a little bit wide, and he's opened the door now for the GT Omega driver, Adam.
Well, surely we can't see this happening. Well, Stelian Chepelevsky a few laps ago was in third position, an outsider in the battle for the lead after all, because Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savidovic were going at it the entire race, heading down towards Spoon Curve, closing in. He is closing in on Sebastian Job.
And he hasn't won a race yet this season,
no, he hasn't.
And he's a former championship runner-up, so he knows how to win in the BSRTC, but he just hasn't so far. But that's not really hurt his point standing. He's in third at the moment, and this will do a great deal into securing some more points for the showdown. And can Chepelevsky now take Job into the final corner? He's going to have a good run through 130R, which he hasn't really.
No, he hasn't gone to the runoff area.
Surely. As long as he makes it into the Casio chicane, I don't think Chepelevsky looked like he wasn't going to make it. But Sebastian Job, he started on pole position. He's led nearly every lap, and he wins the first round here at Suzuka in the BSRTC. Sebastian Job takes the victory.
11th win of the season, fantastic job from Sebastian Job. Third position for Daniel Kraft. Smolenski couldn't get it done on the final lap of the race. Jamie Fluke comes in through in fifth position, Shellback in sixth. 7th position for Russell Layler, 8th David Baker, 9th Jamie Rushworth, and in 10th Lee Thompson. So that's your top 10 there. Well, I think the big talking point of this race, Andrew, that contact on lap number 7, I think, between Wojciech Savidovic and Stelian Chepelevsky.
Yeah, and it doesn't have massive championship implications, let's say that, but one thing it does do is it does give Job a few extra podium credits, a few extra credits for the showdown, and it does take some away from Savidovic. So I wouldn't say it's a disaster for Wojciech, because he's still going to win the regular season, it's almost certain now. But yeah, Adam, it's just not what you want, is it really? You know, you get punted out of second place at a track that he knows so well and he's so good at.
Well, yeah, it would have been a disaster for him if the damage was so terminal that he couldn't compete the race. But yeah, still managed to get a top 20 finish, finished in 15th place.
There was a battle, sorry Adam, just quickly, the battle for 27th that was on the screen there, which was excellent, between Chaz Draycott, Jay Wright, James Nash and Braden Cohen, so that was great.
Yeah, but Savidovic, finishing in 15th place, that's not going to do the championship too much damage. It only really is going to affect, have implications on the showdown, because it means Sebastian Job will get another win number 11 for him of the season. Only 4 wins now behind Wojciech Savidovic, so that will close it up when the showdown gets underway. Well, let's have a look at, yeah?
You know, it's funny, I was just going to talk about the championship briefly, is that, do you remember at the start of the season that Alex said that Job would win the championship, and I sort of rolled my eyes a little bit at him? Well, you know, it could well happen. He's shown a lot of pace, 11 wins, and you know it's fantastic. Alex isn't here with us tonight. Well, he is here with us. He's doing the cameras, but his voice has decided to desert him, so that's why not hearing is the Bedfordshire man's dulcet tones on the microphone tonight.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Sebastian Job's first full-time season in the BSRTC.
It's his first season, full stop.
I think you would have
never competed in the championship before, as far as I'm aware. So
I think he might have done one round, I think, back in a long time ago, back season 5 or something. But yeah,
when he was like 9 years old.
Oh yeah, but there you go, championship contender.
I honestly didn't think. I knew how quick he was. This is the thing, but I didn't think he would be that quick in a touring car. But goodness me, I mean, if anyone can get proved wrong on a regular basis, it's me. But yeah, Job's been excellent. Let's run through the final results then. Sebastian Job taking the victory, number 11, as Adam said. Stelian Chepelevsky so close to win number 1. He just wants one of those, and he's 4/10 off it this time. Daniel Kraft was third in a race-long battle with Smolenski. That was brilliant between the Pete Newman Media and Laser Tools drivers. Jamie Fluke for New Homes Digital in 5th, Michael Shellback, the privateer, in 6th, then Rusty Laidler in 7th, Dave Baker in 8th, Rushworth in 9th, then Thompson in 10th, Kaiser 11th, Field 12th, Ash Sutton 13th, Pete Newman 14th, then it was Wojciech Savidovic in 15th, after the contact, in coming out of turn 2. And then Laura Bond in 16th, good performance there, as Jake Blackall, 41st on the grid, who's 17th. That was outstanding from the Apex man. Colin Cunniff, 18th, then 19th for Lee Berridge. 20th was Robert Plumley from 32nd. That was great from him. Matt Walker, 21st. Mark Johnston, 46th to 22nd. Again, brilliant. Julian Janowski, 23rd. Then it was Dan Blake in P24. Ashley Blakehood in 25th. Somewhat anonymous, really, the man who's won races before in this series. He struggled this season by and large. Richard Gore in 26th. Then Chaz Draycott from the back of the grid to 27th. Jay Wright to 28th from 44th. James Nash 29th. Braden Cohen 30th. Then Robert Fagg in 31st. Kip Stevens 32nd. Then Paul Smith 33rd. Ben Palmer, who started actually at the very back, finished 34th. I believe some contact there. But watch out for him later on because he was 4th quickest in the practice session. Stanimir Zuzov was 35th. Then Juha-Pekka Lamy, Andrew Brown, Steve Burke, Scott Malcolm. Scott Malcolm was the last car on the lead lap in 39th. And then the drivers 1 lap down and still scoring points, John Roberts and Steve Richardson. Ray Alfalo was 42nd and 2 laps down, so he won't score any points. And then we lost Robert Graham, Steve Walker, Linus Brostrom, Andreas Katz, Dan Hunt, and Sean Cole. And Adam, I really enjoyed that race. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, the people at the front weren't able to escape really at all, so we have 3 cars battling out for the lead, and then battles further down in the top 10 and in the midfield as well. We couldn't really focus on the midfield battles too much because of the action up at the front, but it looked like it was pretty close there as well.
And look who has the chance to get reversed onto pole position. Wojciech Savidovic.
Yeah, let's have a look at the contenders then. Eligible for reverse grid pole position, 15 down to 26 as always. Wojciech Savidovic 15th, Laura Bond 16th, Jake Blackhall 17th. Colin Cunniff 18th, Lee Berridge 19th, Robert Plumley 20th, 21st Matt Walker, 22nd Mark Johnston, 23rd Julian Janowski, 24th Dan Blake, 25th Ashley Blakehood, and in 26th position it's Richard Gore. So let's bring in Master of Ceremonies Alex Simpson to do the reverse grid draw, and he can tell us which number is going to be on the pole position.
He's just got enough voice left, have you, mate?
Yeah, just about. I'll try not to cough and splut and whatnot. It's not pretty.
It's alright, you're doing the Wheel of Fortune, so it's time to be happy.
Yeah, exactly that. Alright, here we go then with this first reverse grid spin of the night.
Just while that's going, did you enjoy the race?
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. Good battles throughout, actually. There was a lot going throughout. 24th, I think this is going to be quite easy. Yeah, not even close to ticking over to 18th, so 24 car reverse grid.
Dan Blake onto pole position. That's going to be interesting. Julian Janowski 2nd, Mark Johnston 3rd, Matt Walker 4th, and Robert Plumley in 5th.
Watch for Johnston and Plumley. They had great pace in that first race.
Yeah, Berridge 6th, Cunniff 7th, Blackhall 8th, Laura Bond 9th, and Wojciech Savidovic in 10th. So that top 10 really, Andrew, is people that want a result basically. They haven't had they've had a season in the midfield, and this is their opportunity to get that race victory, and that's what the reverse grid does.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look down. I mean, Plumley still has an very outside chance of making into the showdown, but he's got to win a couple of races to even have a chance. Everyone else really is out of that standing, so you go to Pete Newman in 14th. He's in 12th place overall in the standings, and he, at the minute, would get a wild card with his 2 wins. So now he needs to win, but I find it very difficult to see him beating Savidovic here. And I'm not sure it's going to happen, to be fair.
Yeah, Savidovic starting 10th in race 2, so I think the cars behind him will face a pretty tough job on their hands of getting past him. Maybe they're going to have to try and do a move at the start and possibly even once again try and see if Savidovic can get himself into any contact. And
there's a lot of quick drivers in that top 10 this time. They're going to be reversed quite a way back. So, the Thompson, Rushworth, Baker, Laidler, Shellback, Flukes, Malensky, Kraft, Czekolewski and Job. They've got a great chance of coming through, and then you've got Ash Sutton in the mix as well, Newman, Savidovic. Yeah, it's going to be great. That's all I'm going to say. And you've got guys like Katz, Hunt, Alfala coming through from the back. I couldn't wish for a better race, I don't think. Better grid, anyway. So, tell you what, that was the first race here on Motors TV. We had great fun at Suzuka Circuit. We've got 2 more rounds to come. We'll see you right after this break for race 2.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system members series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back everyone to Motors TV, iRacing Live and the Apex Racing TV YouTube channel. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm with Adam Bath. It's race 2 of the evening from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. It's the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, and we had a great first race, Adam, which has resulted in a 24-car reverse grid.
Yeah, great battle at the front of the pack. 3 cars, Sebastian Joe, Wojciech Savidovic and Stelin Chepelevsky with 3 laps to go. There was contact and Stelin Chepelevsky just hit the rear of Wojciech Savidovic, turning the Season 6 champion around. And meant Sebastian Joe was able to take victory by just under half a second from Stelin Chepelevsky. Reverse grid just in a sec as I go through the paperwork just to get it up on screen, and then we'll be ready to go for 10 more laps of racing in race 2. 24 cars reversed. Dan Blake is on pole position then for the second race of the evening. Second place on the grid, Julian Janowski, with Mark Johnston third, Matt Walker fourth, and Robert Plumley in fifth. Sixth it is Lee Berridge, seventh Colin Cunniff, eighth Jake Blackhall, ninth Laura Bond, and in 10th it is Wojciech Savidovic. 11th Pete Newman, 12th it is Ashley Sutton, 13th Simon Field, 14th Sharon Kaiser, 15th Lee Thompson, 16th Jamie Rushworth, 17th David Baker, 18th Russell Laidler, 19th Michael Shellback, and 20th it is Jamie Fluke. 21st is Alex Smolensky, 22nd is Daniel Kraft, 23rd Stelin Chepelevsky, and 24th our race 1 winner Sebastian Jobe. 25th Ashley Blake Hood, 26th Richard Gore, 27th Chaz Draker, 28th Jay Wright, 29th James Nash, and 30th it is Breda Cohen. 31st it is Robert Fagg, 32nd Kip Stevens, 33rd Paul Smith, 34th it is Dan Mezuzov, 35th it is Yuka Kalami, 36th it's Yuka Kalami, I must have missed a number, 37th Andrew Brown, 38th Stephen Burke, 39th Scott Malcolm, 40th John Roberts, 41st Steve Richardson, 42nd Ray Alfala, 43rd Robert Graham, 44th Steve Walker, and then the cars retired during the race. 45th Linus Bostrom, 46th Andreas Katz. Katz, as a result of that DNF, dropped outside the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. He's only now in the showdown courtesy of his 7 victories, so that is not what Andreas Katz wants. 47th Daniel Hunt, and 48th Sean Cole. Following up on that penalty, just quickly Andrew, for Jamie Rushworth, he'll be starting in, I think, 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, 20th, 19th, 18th, 16th place on the grid. He'll be starting in 26th place for this second race, which just puts him on the inside of the reverse grid draw for race 3.
Yeah, indeed it does. And the main thing is, though, is that, and what I do believe the rule is when we come to the showdown, is that the wildcard entries will start from 10,000 points.
Yeah, their wins count for nothing.
Will not count for anything. So those 7 wins that Katz has worked so hard to amass, well, they're going to remain absolutely diddly squat unless he gets back in the top 10. That's, 60 odd points that he's throwing away there.
Once he gets inside the top 10, as Ashley Sutton goes for a fly in the Japanese mountains, Andreas Katz will leap from where he is at the moment, 11th, all the way up into 3rd position. He's the 3rd winningest driver in the championship, so that is how important it is that he gets back inside that top 10.
Yeah, and he definitely needs to do that. He's throwing 41 points. It's actually 41 points away, which doesn't seem like a great deal in the grand scheme of things, but when you only have 5 race meetings, that advantage is definitely it's definitely substantial. And he was in 3rd place He's in third place in the showdown points. At least he was. He's not anymore, of course. That means that Kip Stevens, I believe, will now move up into his position and actually take a few of those showdown points. So I think Stevens is actually now something like 7th or 8th.
He's at 9th in the championship. We were saying during the commercial break how
is it
close.
Updated? Sorry.
How close this is. Lee Thompson, Sebastian Jobe, Simon Field and Kip Stevens separated by about 30 points. Only 3 points separating the 2 apex cars of Thompson and Jobe. Then 10 points separating Jobe and Field in 7th and 8th. Then only 11 separating Field and Stevens in 8th and 9th. And then Daniel Hunt, who drops 4 places in the points after race 1. Only 12 behind them as well. So those 5 places are going to be constantly changing in these next 4 race meetings, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and this is going to be the main focus, of course, of our broadcast. Remember, it's the BSRTC Pro Series. This series is run from March all the way through to December. We've got over 100 rounds, and we've got a $10,000 prize fund. All the drivers in the Kia Optima, of course. A front-wheel drive touring car, and Adam, it's been a great season so far.
Yeah, new formats. Usually we only had about 30 races or so, but yeah, over 100 races. We've got about 4 more race meetings after this, and then we've got a team race which doesn't really affect the Drivers' Championship before the showdown begins, and we end the season under the lights at Daytona Motor Speedway in December. One thing though, coming to the iRacing service in November, it is the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and I wonder the organisers will try and throw a race in at the Nürburgring before we end the season. That's going to be something interesting to watch as the cars are now heading down to the grid.
There's a chance it may land before that. I doubt it very much, but there is a possible opportunity. Put that extra race in. You know, a season ender at the Nordschleife would be very interesting indeed, but that's for another day, I think, as we're ready, almost ready for the start. Just a few seconds left before the green. Everyone's on the grid now, and Dan Blake, the opportunity. Like his first win of the season. So Blake on pole alongside Janowski. The green light is on. Oh, Blake got a terrible start, and Janowski's already into the lead. And third is Johnston, and then it's all bunching up behind them. You've got Matt Walker, Robert Plumley, Lee Berridge, Colin Cuddiff, and Jake Blackhall.
Whoa!
Very, very close.
Big
They're
crash.
into turn 1 and there's contact.
There was
a couple of cars off into the wall. Cuddiff and Berridge.
But is the track okay? I think everyone's cycling through turn 2 safely. So
Blake's lost it.
Oh no!
Blake got the lead back, and now he's gone, and Kaiser's off as well.
Newman
and
off,
also
Kaiser off.
Newman, and this is the cold tyres, and there's more cars off in the back.
Don't think the safety car's being thrown yet. Who's leading? Janowski first, Johnston second, Walker is in third, Blackhall is in 4th position as they're still trying to filter their way through the S's for the first time.
I'll just take you through the casualties. Paul Smith, he's been off the track but not with severe damage. Lee Berridge has damage in the Eurochip digital car, and he's going to have to pull off the track. Dan Blake looks like he's in serious trouble. He's been off again as Julian Janowski leads then, despite more cars off the hairpin. That's Matt Walker. Or was that Mark Johnston?
No, it was Matt Walker in the Laser Tools car.
But there was 2 cars off. Who's the other one?
Mark Johnston continues, but I think it might. I don't know who it was because Robert Plumley in third.
It's Blackhall. Blackhall's hit the wall.
Yeah, Blackhall down to 19th position now. So Savidovic has been able to benefit fantastically out of this as Matt Walker's still trying to wrestle the car. Who's he got behind him? Lee Thompson in 15th position, so not a good start there as they head down towards 130R for the first time though. Julian Janowski under pressure from Mark Johnston. Johnston looking down the inside, and at the same time Savidovic looking down the inside of Plumley as well. Mark Johnston to the race lead.
Yeah, Johnston had great pace in race 1. He started, I think, 44th. He finished 22nd. Now he's leading, but his internet connection struggling a bit, I think.
Oh, fantastic job from Bob. Oh, he's got Savidovic turned around again. Ashley Sutton this time. The guest racer for Pete Newman Media turns around the Season 6 champion, and just like in race 1, he is facing the back of the pack.
Yeah, and Sutton, who's a multiple-time race winner in this series, as everyone just needs to calm down a little bit after a couple of laps. Sutton into 4th position, and Laura Bond in 5th. She's just been overtaken by Simon Field as Matt Walker goes for another ride around the outside of turn 1.
Well, Robert Plumley was already battling with Savidovic, and to be fair to Plumley, he was still battling with Savidovic, but then Sutton just got in there, and then unfortunately turned around Savidovic. So, yeah. Well, let's have a look at the order then. Johnston, Janowski, Plumley, Sutton, Field, Bond, Baker, Thompson, Fluke, and Kraft. Sebastian Job up to 12th position from 24th on the grid, so good start from him. Gained half the positions back already.
Davidovic is back out. Cunniff is back out. I think Berridge is going to be out very shortly. Hopefully he can stay within the 2-lap limit for points scored. Mark Johnston going a bit wide at the hairpin, but it's not a bad line to get a good exit towards Spoon, Adam, and that's been an interesting overtaking place here today.
Yeah, interesting, because yes, usually not an overtaking spot. We've seen cars go wide there as well, like Sebastian Job in the early stages. Andreas Katz not taking the start for the second race, so more points dropped for season 3 and 8 champion.
So he's taken that badly, hasn't he? By the looks of it. He's not even turned up for race 2. So, Katz, he really needs to right his season again, because he needs to stop, because he's just bleeding, he's just hemorrhaging points.
Sebastian Job down the inside on the straight towards 130 of Matt Walker. So Job up another position, up to 11th place. This is music to Sebastian Job's ears. Wojciech Savidovic in more strife.
And Katz not even racing. That's even more music to his ears, because there's a magnet attached to the Apex Racing TV car and the Engine All Direct car. The Leo Bodner car. As Mikael Shellback goes through on Matt Walker. So Shellback looks like he's up to about 8th place now.
Yes, 12th place in fact.
Sorry, 12th place. Matt Walker down to 13th. Sorry, apologies.
And there might be more places, because here comes Stelian Chepelevsky down the inside, and Laser Tour's car. Oh, Matt Walker not giving it up. He's running his favourite line round the outside, and the other GT Omega car, Russell Leyland, might be trying to follow him through. Oh, Matt Walker. Oh, my word.
Oh, well, never mind.
Well, that's the end of that battle, but basically...
The look at the lead battle. Mark Johnston, Julian Janowski, Robert Plumley, Ashley Sutton, and then Simon Field and Laura Bond are going to join in the fun.
And look at this, Ashley Sutton desperately racing away with Robert Plumley. Plumley saw in his mirrors what Sutton did to Savidovic, and now I think Sutton's going to try and get it done around the outside. And whoa, Plumley having to get back in line there. There was no grip on the outside.
Sutton through already through the Dunlop curve, and Plumley didn't even test him into Degner, but he's actually got a poor Degner too there, Ashley Sutton. And Rob Plumley's going to try and overtake the Pete Newman Media driver into there, but he goes Plumley down the inside, and that's really good driving from him. But Sutton round the outside, banging arches with him. And Plumley's not going to like that.
Plumley.
Oh, well, you don't want to go off the course there, Rob. That's not a good place. Field now. Oh, is that Virgin on blocking? Oh, no.
Well, Robert Plumley, credit to him, lunging back down the inside of Ashley Sutton. I wouldn't have done that, especially after racing with him in the BSR GT series on Tuesday night.
Take that, you idiot. Ash Sutton there. Going past Julian Janowski now, down the back straight. He's going to get a bit of slipstream from Mark Johnston too, to help him past Janowski. Intentional or not, Johnston may have just dug his own grave there, because Sutton is much quicker.
Well, Ashley Sutton up into second place. I might have to get the record book out in a minute and see when the last time Ashley Sutton take a I think it was race 2 in fact. So down the inside.
That wasn't his last win in the series. I think he has won since, but
Plumley off.
Oh, hello.
Plumley getting turned around by Field. I think Field was fed up with Plumley in the end.
Plumley's spun round and he's going to find... Oh, no.
Very close there, but I think everyone's been able to escape without going into the back of him. Now for the lead, Sutton down the inside of Mark Johnston. Easy as you like.
Easy.
And Sutton had to wrestle the car just a little bit there with the braking.
Baker's trying to go through into 4th.
Laura Bond battling away there in the new Holmes Digital car. Will she nudge it up back down the inside into the first part of the S? And she does, but I think Dave Baker has got the racing line, but she's still there.
Bond round the outside, still got the overlap on Dave Baker. Look at this bunch now. Baker, Thompson, Fluke, Field, Job and Kraft. Bond still there, side by side, brilliant action through the S's section. We're over the Dunlop curve now. Baker's solely going to have the momentum. But Bond's got the inside down towards Degner, but she's going to struggle to even turn into the corner here, Adam, because Baker's there and she's got to take the corner at some point. And that's generous from Lee Thompson, really allowing ladies first on that occasion, I think.
Yeah, great battling there through the trickiest part of the racetrack, really. The S is where you'd expect it to be single file wall. Laura Bond lunged up back down the inside.
It was
No.
It was brilliant from Baker and Bond, though. That's how you do it. Definitely how you do it. As it looks like Job's lost a place too. Or is he in the position of losing a place to Dan Kraft? I think he is. It's Kraft now has the slipstream down towards a spoon curve.
Daniel Kraft's moving his way up through the order up to 9th place already. Sebastian Job up to 8th as well. That's the car in front of him. So Daniel Kraft, who finished 3rd in race 1, battling away with the winner from race 1, Sebastian Job, and his teammate Simon Field. He sustained just a little bit of damage to his car after that contact with Robert Plumley a lap ago. He's got his teammate Simon Field behind him as well, and it's the 2 GT Omega cars of Shellback and Chepelevsky. So an interesting train here as we head down towards 130R.
Michael Shellback then.
Oh, look at this.
Back of this group.
Battle for 2nd place. Down the inside goes Janowski on Johnston.
Oof.
Nearly contact there.
That would have been. That was from a long way back, wasn't it, Janowski? He's not afraid of making those moves. And Sutton's in the pit lane.
No.
What's this about? Is he got a drive-through?
I don't know. I don't know if it's been ordered because we don't get driver chat during the races.
Is he just quitting the race?
Must be. Maybe there was an order from. Maybe there was an order before the race, like you can't win a race or something, or something crazy like that. Either way, we've got
Now that'd be happening. What's going to happen here? Is he just going to exit the car, or does he have a penalty? Does he have damage? Does he have a black flag? Do you think he got a black flag when he had contact with Savidovic?
Surely not. Well, why would it take that long for him to pit them? Because we've been racing for about.
That's a good point.
For
4 laps.
6 laps, yeah. So, well, anyway, battle for the lead then. Mark Johnston.
Anyway.
And Julian Janowski, that's how quick it changes in the BSRTC, I tell you. Mark Johnston leads then, Julian Janowski 2nd, Baker 3rd, Laura Bond 4th, Lee Thompson 5th, Jamie Fluke 6th, Sebastian Job is in 7th, Daniel Kraft 8th, Simon Field 9th, Stanislav Chepelevsky in 10th and Shellback in 11th. And now it opens up a whole new scenario for this race. Who is going to win it? Because we've got Baker, this train of Baker, Bond and Thompson coming at them with a fair rate of knots, with Janowski and Johnston and Janowski battling.
I don't think Baker can believe his luck actually up to 3rd place. He started 16th. They're already 3rd on lap 5. And the season 7 champion on the podium, it looks like. But Ash Sutton just disappeared. So he's back out now. That's very weird. Must have had a penalty. Must have had a penalty or some kind of meatball flag or something.
Is he back out on the racetrack?
Yeah, he's back out. So
that's amazing.
I don't know. Equipment problems, maybe. Who knows? But I guess we'll have to maybe try and get a word with him later. But yeah, I'm not. Very weird sort of semi-retirement from the race. Oh, off goes Johnston, does he? No, not quite. Wasn't a very good line through 130R though. Janowski's closing in. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see what the lap times are like as we come around to start lap number 6. Halfway through the race then. David Baker's lap times last time around 2:08.8. However, it'll be interesting to see what it is this time. Over the line they go. Mark Johnston, what did he do? A 2:08. Well, his time was invalidated that time because of his off-track. 2:08.7 for Janowski, 2:07.8 for David Baker. Nearly a second quicker than Janowski. They are coming. And as off goes Thompson.
Thompson, is it? Oh, yeah. On the outside turn 1 on the AstroTurf.
Engine blown.
He's pulling off.
Engine blown. I heard a sound in his engine.
Lee Thompson. The only saving grace for him there is Andreas Katz didn't start the race. So,
well, we were talking about how close it is, 6th to 10th in the championship. He's probably going to get shuffled to the back of the top 10 after this race then.
Job with Fluke behind him and then Kraft now. So these 3 drivers are going to try and make an assault on the podium, which is currently Johnston, Janowski and Baker, with Bond in 4th. Baker took through the field. Who's making a move? Smolensky's up 10 places. Chepelevsky's up 13. Ashley Blake Hood's up 12. Rob Fagg's up 18 places from his starting position. Dan Hunt's up from 45th to 22nd. Has Johnson disappeared?
Janowski just went wide.
Johnston's disappeared.
Oh no! He's back. He's back. Well, I was just going to say that David Baker's almost like the Tom Coronel of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Always seems to do well at Japan. Took a race victory at Swingling Motegi.
Oh! And Jamie Fluke's off at Spoon. Don't know what he's done there, but
and
well
Johnson
off the track, the Irishman. So
Johnson disappeared again then, but he's back again, and here comes David Baker for 2nd position.
I think he braked on the grass, actually. I think that was his problem. Jamie Fluke.
Jamie Fluke. So he's now down into...
Nice move by Baker into 130R, Adam.
Good move, yeah, by the Season 7 champion, up into second position. How long is it going to be before he gets onto the rear end?
Job's almost forced it to an overtake there because he braked too late. Nearly hits Laura Bond. He suffered through that Casio triangle that time, did Sebastian Job. Bond closing in on Janowski as well, so she wants the podium.
Well, just getting back to Ashley Sutton, I've just remembered, of course, that every driver is able to talk to each other.
Oh, you see Job there. That was clever from Sebastian Job.
Yeah, through past
He
Laura
just
Bond,
scared
fourth position.
Laura Bond off the road that time.
And here comes Daniel Kraft to try and get past Laura Bond.
I tell you now, if he does that to me, I would have chopped his nose off. He tries having a look into turn 1. It's not a passing place, Adam, really.
No, turn 1 very hard to overtake, and you really got to be alongside.
I think Laura's thinking of the championship, which is the best thing to do, I must say, but I don't think she had to yield there.
Just under 4 laps to go then in race 2. David Baker's right with Mark Johnston down into the first part of the Degner curves, and now under the bridge, which makes the circuit so iconic. The 100.
Oh, Johnston sideways nearly. As the Leo, I'll tell you what, Leo Bond, the team management, are going to be very pleased with him, since he's had to pretty much sub in for Andreas Katz in this race in terms of the one who's challenging for the win.
Tries to get the cutback on the exit there, David Baker. I don't think that's going to work.
It's a long cutback if he's trying it.
Yeah,
he does have a nice run, but he's not going to get there in time for the spoon curve. But yeah, Johnston answering Leo Bonder's praise really after their star driver didn't even take the start.
I wonder if David Baker's looking in his mirrors and seeing that red and white car, Sebastian Job getting ever closer, thinking now's the time, I've got to get past, because here comes Sebastian Job.
He was relying on Janowski, wasn't he, there? To give him a bit of breathing space. It's not happened. Job's through already.
Job through into third position then. Could we be having a race 1 and 2 victory for Sebastian Job? He seems to be on fire this race meeting. At the same time, Simon Field and the Laser Tools car of Alex Smolensky were side by side there, heading down towards 130R. Was that able to sort each other out? And they're still battling there. Simon Field looking down the inside into Casio Triangle.
Oh, Bond's off.
But she's back on again, just avoids hitting Stalin Chepelevsky, but now Daniel Kraft is going to be right with her. He was with her a lap ago. Now let's see if the Pino Media car can use the straight line speed down this straight to get past her.
Just a badly missed braking point for the New Homes digital driver.
At the front of the pack.
Dan Kraft's coming through.
Here comes Sebastian Job, David Baker round the outside of Johnston, through to first corner. David Baker's just going to be there free wide. Baker's off.
He's off. That was the old Rosberg line from the weekend.
And now it's now Sebastian Job to take a double race victory. This is something we haven't seen in a long, long time. Possibly we haven't even seen ever in the BSRTC.
Job needs to pick his spot though, Adam. I think Ash Sutton's done it before. I think the double race win. Don't quote me on that though. Your own will probably know.
We've seen race 1 and race 3 victories, but race 1 and race 2 victories, that's something I surely haven't seen. Anyway, 3 laps to go. And Sebastian Job looks down the inside into Degner 2. That is very close.
Needs to pick his spot. He's got 3 laps. And in fact, now he's under pressure from Baker because he was a bit rash, Job. He didn't just follow Mark Johnston through the S's. He decided to try and make a move in the worst place possible, which is Degner 2. It's almost impossible into there. And don't want to get under pressure from Baker because Baker will take the chance if he gets it.
2 and a quarter laps to go then here at Suzuka. When we get to the line, 2 laps to go. Sebastian Job going for a double race victory. Mark Johnston grimly holding on. Lap time last time around 2:08, and Sebastian Job looking to the inside on the exit of the spoon curve. What can Mark Johnston do to try and stop him? He's going to have to try and hang it out round the outside, but that's going to be very difficult.
I don't think he's got a chance of stopping him. The only thing he can do is make sure Job has to take the inside line for 130R. And even that's not going to happen. Johnston looks to the inside, but the game is up, I think. And
now
I
it's
think
Baker's turn.
Baker's got to go through in the Casio triangle, but he's not attempting it.
Sebastian Job's just going to fly away. Nearly 3/4 of a second lead.
I'm almost certain now.
3/4 of a second lead already. Nearly a second as they come across the line. 2 laps to go then in this race, and Sebastian Job is about to notch up. Well, if he keeps it clean for another 2 laps, another win.
Yeah, Baker to the outside now. He's going to look around the outside of turn 1 and then into turn 2. Yeah, and he's not late enough on the brakes. Johnston goes a little bit wide, doesn't open the door too much, and back into second place is Mark Johnston. So the Leo Bodner driver doing a hell of a job. From third on the grid, he's maintained it, and he's second now. He's actually doing better than he was at the start. Janowski second, he's still fourth.
And in fifth it is Jamie Fluke, so Fluke's still in there. Sixth it is Daniel Kraft, seventh Stelin Chepelevsky. So Chepelevsky hasn't moved up at the same rate as Sebastian Joe, but he's still done a good job to get here from 23rd on the grid. Smolenski in ninth. He's dropped off this pack, so this is the front eight battling away here.
Dan Hunt's back up to 8. He's up to 18th place. He's gained 27 places.
Be interesting to have seen if Andreas Kaz would have done that. He would have been starting in a similar position to Daniel Hunter's there. Oh, Daniel Kraft around the outside of Jamie Fluke. Is that going to be good enough for him to get the position? Kraft will have the line. And I think he's done it. Yeah, he has. So Dan Kraft, fantastic job round the outside of the hairpin there, and he is through into the top 5.
It really is a new phenomenon, isn't it? Those outside hairpin moves, but it seemed to work in this car.
We've seen it. Well, we've seen it at Lovefields, at Silverstone. We've seen it at the Carousel at Watkins Glen. We've seen it all over the calendar. Now it's Baker trying to get past Mark Johnston. Sebastian Jobe did it in this part of the track a lap ago. Baker going to the outside, but he's not alongside fully the Leo Bodner racing car yet, and Johnston cuts back across in front of David Baker. But Mark Johnston doesn't get the best line through 130R down towards the Casio Triangle. We're about to start the last lap of the race. Not able to get it done once again.
Although Baker will be content with his third place if he can stay there, but the problem is now he's behind Johnston. He's sort of fenced in a bit, and Janowski's there, and Kraft's there, and Fluke, and Chepelevsky, and Simon Field. So he doesn't want this move to go badly with Mark Johnston here, because it's important points for the season, for the championship.
Laura Bond's vanished. Don't know what's happened there, but yeah, she's no longer in the race.
Oh, Johnston again trying that wide of the line into turn 2, and Baker almost having a sniff. Not quite. Yeah, no. Laura Bond. I'm not sure what's going on. Plumley's out as well. We've lost Sutton, Plumley, Brown and Blake from this race.
Let's see what Baker can do then. He's closed in on to the back of the Leo Bodner car through the S's section. Now up through Dunlop Curve for the final time. Sebastian Joe, 3-second lead after 3 laps of racing. That's equivalent of a second a lap down towards the Degner Curves for the final time. David Baker got nowhere to go. He needs to try and set him now through the second part of the Degner Curves. He's got a good run out there, Andrew. Can he get it done into the hairpin? At the same time, Janowski goes wide in his place. Maybe
it might be as they go through Daniel Kvyat bend and Janowski. Oh, well, there's contact there, and Fluke's come off worst.
Here comes Chepelevsky to get past.
But now Baker, he's got the run on Johnston. Is he going to try into spoon curve? I think he has to this time. This is his only chance. I think Casio Triangle is a possibility, but don't want to be leaving it too late there.
We've seen very little overtakes into the Casio Triangle in this race, which is quite interesting because usually that's the main source of overtaking. Exit of spoon curve. Baker getting the cutback. But he's just a bit too far back this time. So Chepelevsky still side by side with Fluke there.
That's what I was going to say, just that battle behind. Looks like it's raging on, but Baker, this is important for him. He needs to get up in second place, but Mark Johnston is forming a rearguard action of the highest quality. He knows what he's doing in this car.
Meanwhile, win number 12 for Sebastian Jobe.
Yeah, Jobe, what a special talent he is. He takes back-to-back race victories, race 1 and race 2 wins. We don't know when the last time that was. And Johnston, can he hang on for P2? Yes,
great job.
He can. Mark Johnston.
Second place. Fantastic job from him. Baker just comes across the line third, Kraft fourth, Janowski fifth, Fluke sixth, Chepelevsky seventh, Field eighth, Smolenski ninth, and Blake Hood rounding out the top 10.
That's a career best for Mark Johnston, and that's well deserved. I mean, his best finish of the season prior to that was, well, he did actually get a second, so he's equalled his best finish of the season.
Rushworth 26th to 11th, Bag 31st to 12th.
Nice.
And only 2 cars that started inside the top 10 finished inside the top 10. Favourite stat there.
It was a good, the favourite start this time definitely illustrates itself. Janowski did well to finish 5th after starting 2nd. Juha Kalami made 20 places, well, 19 places, finished 16th. Steve Walker 19th, Ray Alfala 20th. They both started near the back. Good job from Steve Walker to outrace Alfala as well. And
Savidovic 33rd.
yeah, I mean, but it's something, isn't it?
Yeah, as always, he always gets to the finish, and those are points.
Yeah, and Kaiser, he actually beat Kaiser, so he must have been really struggling at the end because he was about 5 seconds behind him when I saw that. So Lee Berridge 35th. Steve Burke and Jay Wright, did they crash into each other on the final lap? Gonna have a quick look because it looks like they both disappeared and they were running
Same time,
suspiciously close to each other.
Laura Bond disappeared as well. I don't know whether that was a disqualification or a crash or not.
Just having a little look because Walker, Burke and Wright. Look. Maybe it's separate accidents actually. Let's have a quick. Burke was a manual disconnection, but was that after a crash? An off somewhere? Let's have a look. Checking.
Oh yeah, Sebastian Job 12th victory, closing in on Savidovic, who's with his 15 wins. Yeah, it was down into the Degner curves. Goes off, goes through the grass, and I think that was a disqualification for Stephen Burke.
Oh. Jay Wright may have got disqualified by hitting the Laser Tools car. Scott Malcolm.
So yeah,
no, not Scott Malcolm.
It all kicked off then in the Degner curves. Well, let's run you through the finishing order then from the second race of the evening. Sebastian Job, back-to-back race victories. I'm gonna put my head on the table here and say, yeah, that is the first time we've had a first and second race victories. Jerome will be able to correct me afterwards. Second position for Mark Johnston. Third, David Baker. Fourth, Daniel Kraft. Fifth, Julian Janowski. Sixth, Jamie Fluke. Seventh, Selin Chepelevsky. Eighth, Simon Field. Ninth, Smolenski and Ashley Blake Hood in 10th. Jamie Rushworth 11th. Rob Fagg in 12th. Richard Gore 13th. Kip Stevens 14th. Daniel Hunt from 45th in 15th. 16th, Juha Pekalami. 17th, Pete Newman. 18th, James Nash. 19th, Steve Walker. And Ray Alfala in 20th. 21st, Scott Malcolm. 22nd, Steve Richardson. 23rd, Paul Smith. 24th, Robert Graham. 25th, Breda Cohen. 26th, Matt Walker. 27th, John Roberts. 28th, Linus Bostrom. 29th, Jake Blackhall. 30th, Chaz Draker. 31st, Colin Cunniff. 32nd, Russell Layla. 33rd, Wojciech Savidovic, after starting in 10th, getting turned around on the opening lap by Ashley Sutton, was not in the game plan. 34th, Jerome Kaiser. 35th, Lee Berridge. 36th, Michael Shellback. 37th, Lee Thompson, and then the cars one lap down or more. Stephen Burke after that disqualification on the final lap. Jay Wright, same thing happened to him. Laura Bond, 40th. 41st, Ben Palmer. 42nd, Ashley Sutton. I wonder if there was an order through from race control after making that contact with Wojciech Savidovic. 43rd, Robert Plumley. 44th, Andrew Brown. And then in 45th, after starting on pole, Dan Blake.
Yeah, and it was a tremendous race that up front, and I was really pleased for Mark Johnston and Julian Janowski starting in the top 5. It was always going to be a tall order with no disrespect to them, but the really fast guys behind them, and yeah, they did a great job, and they were helped by a couple of incidents with the faster people, but still, you've got to finish the race, haven't you? And you've got to fight hard to finish in the top 5.
Yeah, and they're the only two cars that managed to finish inside the top 10 after starting there. So they managed to hold their own and managed to get fantastic results, leading home their team. They're both their teams, Leo Bodner and GT Omega, I do believe. So yeah, good job from them.
Very well played.
Let's have a look then at the cars eligible for the reverse grid for the third and final race of the evening. 15th down to 26th. Daniel Hunt, Juha Pekalami, Pete Newman, James Nash, Steve Walker, Ray Alfala, Scott Malcolm, Steve Richardson, Paul Smith, Robert Graham, Breda Cohen, and Matt Walker. So similar situation really in race 2, Andrew. We've got some guys that could have a good result here in race 3.
Yeah, we have indeed, and we had a guy like Matt Walker who was very high up in the practice session, and you've got Paul Smith who's leading the AM. Excuse me, you've got Ray Alfala in there as well. That'd be great if he can get a pole position. Also Pete Newman, so Dan Hunt, who managed to get in there, he got a high finish in the last race and starting 45th.
So let's head over to Alex Simpson for the draw for the third race.
Here we go, Wheel of Fortune coming up on screen. You can see the last result, 24th. Who's going to get it this time? slowly spins down. 24th is gone. 18. We might see 22nd. It is 22nd.
Steve-
Never going to make 20th yet. 22nd it is.
Steve Richardson then onto pole position for New Homes Digital. Scott Malcolm second for Laser Tools. Ray Alfala in third. So he was this high up, I think, at Monza a few weeks ago. So he could be able to replicate his success there.
Once again, proving the wheel's not fixed.
There you go, yeah. Steve
To
Walker,
Steve Richardson, there you go.
Steve Walker fourth. And James Nash in fifth.
Alex, make sure you get that money.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder why they asked to change it to the Wheel of Fortune. Those dice just weren't working, weren't they?
No, the wheels weighted nicely, I think, for New Homes Digital. But yeah, great race again in race 2. We've got one more for you. We'll be back very shortly here on Motors TV. See you in a couple of minutes' time.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race. so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back to Suzuka Circuit for round 76 of the BSR Touring Car Series, presented by Engine Oils Direct and powered by iRacing.com. Andrew Woodhouse with Adam Bath again, and Adam, race 2 was great as well. A bit of chaos at the start, but after that we saw some great battling at the front. Race 3 should be very interesting because we've got Steve Richardson on pole position, veteran of the series, and we'll see what he can do. Yeah,
22 cars reversed, and the big talking point so far the evening is that Wojciech Savidovic has been involved in crashes in race 1 and in race 2. And he finished 33rd in race 2, so he's got a tough job on his hands to try and make it through to the top 15 or so, but I'm sure, knowing how good Savidovic is, he'll probably get there. Let's have a look at the grid for the third and final race of the evening. Steve Richardson on pole position, second on the grid Scott Malcolm, third Ray Alfalla, fourth Steve Walker, fifth James Nash, sixth Pete Newman, seventh it is Juha Pekalami, eighth it is Dan Hunt, ninth Kip Stevens, 10th Richard Gore, 11th Rob Fagg, 12th Jamie Rushworth, 13th Ashley Blake Hood, 14th Alex Malensky, 15th Simon Field, 16th Stalin Shepelewski, 17th Jamie Fluke, 18th Julian Janowski, 19th Daniel Craft, and in 20th it is David Baker. 21st it is Mark Johnston, 22nd Sebastian Jobe, 23rd our race 2 winner and race 1 winner, 23rd Paul Smith, 24th Robert Graham, 25th Breda Cohen, 26th it is Matt Walker, 27th John Roberts, 28th Linus Bostrom, 29th Jake Blackhall, 30th Chaz Draker, 31st it is Colin Cunniff, 32nd Russell Laidler, 33rd Wojciech Savidovic, 34th Sharon Kaiser, 35th Lee Berridge, 36th Michael Scharbach, 37th Lee Thompson, and then the cars disqualified or disconnected. In 38th it is Stephen Burke, 39th Jay Wright, 40th Laura Bond, 41st Ben Palmer, 42nd Ashley Sutton who was disqualified, 43rd Robert Plumley, 44th Andrew Brown, and then 45th Dan Blake.
Very good there, extensive grid rundown.
Yeah.
It's always hard with these long grids, isn't it? The other talking point is that Andreas Katz has now dropped out of the top 10, so he's still in the showdown by virtue of his 7 wins, but he hasn't got any showdown points as of today when he's dropped out of the 10, so he needs to get back in there, but he's not racing here again in race 3, so whatever's happened to Andreas Katz tonight, whether it's a mental issue, so to speak, in terms of his motivation or something to do with the first race, I'm not sure, or equipment, it's not helping him regardless, is it?
Oh yeah, he got turned around on the XR 130R as Russell Laidler goes to Mount Fuji and back. Well, yeah, he got turned around on the XR 130R in race 1, and I don't know whether that's just him just having enough for the evening. I don't know, but you think you've got to fight back in race 2 and race 3. We saw Dan Hunt 45th or something all the way up to inside the top 20. So there's still points on offer, with Savidovic having more issues again. Of course, he wasn't to know that Savidovic would crash again in race 2. But yeah, this is the showdown on hand here.
Yeah, I mean, I had a bad race the night, and then I didn't do the second one, and you know, you do feel bad about things like that, but it is your reaction at the time, and I think Andres Katz maybe will look back and go, well, we should have done these last 2 races, because what does he have to lose in the end? Because he's already crashed out of race 1, he's not in a good position for race 2. So, who knows, we'll see. Steve Richardson on pole, Scott Malcolm 2nd, Alfalla 3rd, Walker 4th, and James Nash in 5th. We'll see the green any moment now. The revs are building here at Suzuka for the final time today. Green light comes on here for the 3rd race of the evening. Steve Richardson got a pretty good start, as did Malcolm. Away well from the front row. Richardson's going to sweep into turn 1 ahead of the Laser Tools car, and then they've got Ray Alfalla, who could be the one to watch as he slides the slip angle motorsports car. There's some slip angle on that one. There's contact, is there?
Grip TV car around. Couldn't work out who that was. That might have been Sean Kohler. It was Breda Cohen. He was facing 2 more cars off. Dan Kraft is off in the first part of the S's, and he's joined by grip. David Baker. So Kraft and Baker are already in trouble.
We spoke to Ron Kaiser during the break.
Shepelewski involved as well.
He said that nobody's got any grip through turn 3. It's a fast section, that. And everyone's struggling and Dan Blake getting a bit sideways at the back of the pack as well, but Steve Richardson continues to lead there. He's got a nice lead over Ray Alfalla.
Scott Malcolm, I don't know what happened to him. He looked like he sustained damage, but yeah, he's already down the order as well. So yeah, Ray Alfalla up to 2nd position, so fantastic start from him. 3rd, Pete Newman. 4th, Steve Walker. Jamie Rushworth in 6th position behind James Nash.
Alfala on the warpath there. Let's see. Excuse me. Let's see if the American can get through. He's already he won a race, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago, Alfala? So see if you can do that again here.
Down towards Spoon Curve for the first time then. Can he try and get past Steve Richardson? He's out of shape. But look how much he was wrestling the car there. Did he get into the back of that New Homes Digital car? I thought I heard contact.
Tough to tell. Maybe so.
And anyway, here he goes then down the inside of Steve Richardson. How much of a defence will the series regular put up? Steve Richardson being here practically much right from the very get-go of the series, all the way back in season 1. Down the inside though goes Alfala. The NASCAR Peak Anti-Free Series champion is now in the lead. But how will Pete Newman try and get second place away from Steve Richardson? He's already alongside into the final chicane, Andrew.
Sorry, Alfala hasn't won a race in the series before. That's my mistake there. He's finished second a couple of times. But Steve Richardson, yeah, getting past left, right and centre now. Newman's up into second.
And here comes Steve Walker then. Walker looking to the outside. He goes to the outside of Steve Richardson. Who's that behind? James Nash in the Apex Racing car.
Battle of the Steves.
Steve versus Steve, and Steve wins round the outside. But Steve is back on the inside
if he keeps going off like that.
And Walker is into third. So Steve Richardson down to 4th position. And now he's got James Nash behind him in 5th and his teammate Jamie Rushworth in 6th.
Yeah, Rushworth in 6th, behind James Nash. Then it's Robert Fagg for Eurochip Digital, the new team, of course, here from the Ashes of Team Carnage, as you rightly pointed out. Kip Stevens is 8th, 9th is Ashley Blakehood, and then it's Smolensky, Field and Job. This is the battle that you might see. I mean, you may see Sebastian Job coming through this one.
Well, Sebastian,
almost certain you will, actually. He's looking for the hat-trick.
Yeah, Sebastian Job was in 11th position around about this time in race 2, and he ended up winning the race. So
now, we were talking earlier on, and yes, and there has been a triple race winner in the past, but it was so far back as season 1, we can pretty much discount it because Job hits Smolensky.
And that allows Field through as well. Yeah, as you were saying, yeah, season 1 we had a 3-time race winner, like winning the race 1, race 2, race 3. I'll have to go back during the race and pick up the name. But yeah, we haven't seen it all the way since season 1. So Sebastian Job, if he wants to do that, he's going to be joining a pretty exclusive club.
And to be honest, it's a club of 1, because I don't think we're going to count season 1 stats from now on, probably, because we will only count the fact that Kip Stevens was the champion, but everything else kind of irrelevant at this point, because these drivers, as Jeroen pointed out to us, if you win a race these days, you're beating 40-odd people.
Lorenzo Leonetti, the only driver to win all 3 races in the BSRTC. That was all the way back.
That was good.
Yeah, June 27th, 2013, at the Lime Rock Park circuit. As Sebastian Job goes down the inside now of the 802 Stem Sim racing car of
Ashley
Blakehood. So that's another position up inside the top 10 now.
He's flying, isn't he, Joe? And you know, the funny thing is Savinovic had the pace on him easily, didn't he, in race 1? But wasn't able to overtake him, and he got turned around by Szczepalewski, and since then Job's meeting's been perfect. Savinovic has been a disaster, and Savinovic himself now, we see him trying to find a way past Robert Graham.
Yeah, he's up to 21st already, Wojciech Savinovic, so good start from him.
Did he hit him there?
Let's have a look. Yeah, he's pretty close to him.
He actually tapped Robert Graham there into the second corner. I'm not sure he did, but look at this battle just in front of them. It's last race is second place man Mark Johnston ahead of Richard Gore, then Dan Hunt, then Matt Walker. Paul Smith's in there.
Richard Gore down the inside of Johnston. That was enough contact there.
The Dunlop curve.
Yeah, side by side through there is never really a good thing. 1/10 of a second though, and Pete Newman is taking the lead away from Ray Alfala. And there's a car off. It's Ray Alfala.
Is off.
And has he got a problem?
He's in serious trouble, Alfala. Has he hit something?
Could he have blown an engine?
Oh, no.
We've seen similar cars do that. I thought I saw smoke earlier. It's engine.
He blows it on the downshift into Degner 1. I don't know if Alex has got that replay. Oh, the gearbox shatters in that Kia Optima.
So Pete Newman now takes the lead. Steve Walker second. Jamie Rushworth now in 3rd position. This elevates Sebastian Job up to 5th position because he's just been able to get past Rob Fagg and Kip Stevens in quick succession.
You know what, I think we just need to ignore everything else and focus on Sebastian Job going for his 3rd win in a row, because it truly would be remarkable when you have a reverse grid of 24 in race 1 and he wins the race. And this is a great field of drivers. This isn't a field of idiots who can't race. This is an average rating of 3,000 or so.
Here he is then.
And he's nudging Steve Richardson there.
Richardson opens the door, the inside line, he's still contact. Will Job get it done around the outside? Richardson gives him the space he needs, and it is another move done by Sebastian Job. He is now inside the top 4 car.
He started the lap in 9th, Adam. It's 4th now. That is unreal. Sebastian Job, but he does have a mountain to climb because Pete Newman, Steve Walker and Jamie Rushworth are definitely strong drivers. They've all won races in this BSRTC. Rushworth, a former champion.
3.5 seconds up the road. Pete Newman, Steve Walker and Jamie Rushworth. Yeah, you're right. They are quick drivers. They haven't got Sebastian Job, no disrespect to Mark Johnston, but he hasn't got the likes of Mark Johnston and Julian Janowski in front of him, who are not as quick as Sebastian Job. So this is going to be very interesting. Could we see what Alex Zanardi did at Brno a few years ago? He was about 6 seconds behind Gabriele Tarquini with about four laps out of 10 and was able to get the gap down to nothing by the time that they started the final lap. Let's see if he can do that.
Good start, I like that. There's a massive battle for 20th place, as our esteemed producer is telling us. But we're going to have to do that. We're going to have a look at that. Michelle Shellback then. Just in front of the scrap now, actually, which involves James Nash, Paul Smith, Colin Cunniff, Broström, Bond, and then it's Laidler. There's all sorts of people in there. Laidler Sutton is in there, I think. Cohen, Brendan Cohen,
Shellback
Brown.
Shellback side by side for a brief moment.
Longley, Blake, it's all going on. It's about 15 cars in a line.
Pretty much, and this is how close it is. As we were saying, BSRTC best drivers in the Kia Optima. Shellback then looking to get past Robert Graham into Spoon Curve. At the same time, Smolensky and Field are battling as well. They were changing positions on my timing screen as well. Shellback is a good one though.
What happened to Shellback in race 2? Was he one of the ones that went off in the first lap?
He might have been, because he wasn't very high up. As here he goes out round the outside of Robert Graham. Let's see if this move can be done. Graham has the inside line, but he brakes very early and allows Shellback through.
Ray Alfalo is still on the lead lap. He did take his fast tow. Each driver is allowed one fast repair to repair damage throughout the race, so that they can still finish the race and still get classified. Alfalo is 1 minute and 25 seconds behind. He's still got half a chance of, well, at least picking up a couple of positions. So we'll see how he goes.
In the pits.
Who?
Savidovic.
Savidovic in the pits. Why?
Now that's very interesting. He hadn't got any damage. I saw him going through 130R a few seconds ago.
No idea, but he's got a fast repair and he's back out. Alex, can we bring you in for a second? What was that for Savidovic?
Yeah, I just spotted a little bit of damage on the front right there, so obviously some sort of issues. Perhaps he was tracking a little bit there.
He got meatballed.
Yeah, I think he did there, so he's just had to come in, quickly serve the repair there.
Walker off.
Thanks, mate, for that.
Tokyo drift style there. Sorry.
Our very own Alan McAnally there, Adam.
Yeah. Almost Jeff Shreves or something.
Jeff Shreves, yeah. What's the injury? Alex Simpson. He's screwed is the answer. And there's Pete Newman and Jamie Rushworth hitting each other. And of course this helps Sebastian Job out.
Lost the gap, 1.6 seconds now between Sebastian Job and a podium position. It was 3.5 seconds a few laps ago. And here comes Jamie Rushworth then to take the lead away from Pete Newman. The last time Jamie Rushworth won a race, Silverstone, not on the national circuit where we were a lap ago, the historic layout all the way back in August.
Newman's on the curb through Spoon, and that's going to compromise his exit as Rushworth now is going for his first win in God knows how long it's been actually since Jamie Rushworth won a race. He's won 5 races this season, but I don't honestly remember the last one.
Just said it was the crash. Him and Newman is at the Silverstone historic circuit back in August, and down towards the Casio Triangle. Newman down the inside. This is where Savidovic crashed off a lap in race 2.
Good braking from Pete Newman. He's still alongside Rushworth.
Here he is. Sebastian Job has arrived on the scene.
Oh my! Could this be it?
On to lap 6, just half race distance already. Down the front straight, Newman on the inside, Rushworth on the outside.
He was 9th at the start of lap 3, he's now 4th, and it's going to be 3rd. Surely he's going to follow Newman through the inside of Steve Walker, and Job's going to go through into the bottom places, and Newman is twitching, and he's pushing Jamie Rushworth.
Job round the outside of Walker, down the inside into the S's though. Sebastian
Yes.
Job is into the top 3. And
You
now
know
it's
what,
Pete Newman.
When there's history in the making, I don't mind throwing impartiality aside. I want to see him do it. I want to see him take these 3 wins in a row.
Through the second part of the S's, Rushworth's already breaking away from Newman. Gap
good
already
thing
about
Alex's
7/10 of a second.
It's a good thing Alex's voice has left him, otherwise he'd be losing it anyways. Job's trying to go through on Newman into Degner.
He's free.
He is.
2:07.0.
Wow.
Sebastian Job's fastest lap of the race. 2:07.1 last time around compared to Jamie Rushworth's 2 minutes 10. Due to them battling away with Newman and Walker.
And even Walker just did a 2:09.7 as well. This is ridiculous from Sebastian Job, the pace he's got. And like I say, it looked like he had no pace in the first race. Of course, he didn't have no pace. He was in the lead. Savidovic was much quicker, but he's just put another level of pace on. But Jamie Rushworth's going to be a different proposition, I would think, here.
Yeah, let's see what Jamie Rushworth's lap time's going to be. Not this time around, because he sustains a bit of contact with Pete Newman, but next time
Newman's
around.
off.
Newman's off, yeah, he's back on again now, and Robert Fagg's managed to get past Steve Walker, so Robert Fagg, who has taken victories the last few race meetings, it looks like he could be on for a podium.
Yeah, Robert Fagg's snuck up into the top 5, hasn't he? And he's snuck past Steve Walker into P4, so well done to him.
Sebastian Job
Job's already,
yeah,
Job's already with Rushworth.
We're 130R, but Rushworth, Season 4 champion, runner-up in Season 5 and Season 6, I think, so he knows how to get a championship and how to seal it. Let's see what he can do, though, to stop Sebastian Job from taking all 3 race victories tonight. Surely someone can hold a candle to Sebastian Job. Over the line they go. Rushworth, now he moves over. Just in time. It's almost going to be like Raikkonen and Fisichella. Round the outside goes Sebastian Job into turn 1.
Oh, he's going to do it, is he? No, Rushworth fights back beautifully. Nice driving.
And who's that into 3rd position? Rob Fagg, just past Pete Newman.
Tell you what, I was a big Fisichella fan, so I hated Kimi for that. So, but it was a tremendous move nonetheless. And at the end of a race, all those marbles around, it's similar to this, really. I mean, marbles have been built up over 3 sessions of racing tonight, practice and qualifying as well. And these drivers giving it everything. In the name of $10,000.
3.5 laps to go then, into the Degner curves for the first time this time. Gap between them 0.3 of a second.
Robert Fagg's got into 3rd place. He's past Pete Newman, so Eurochip Digital might be on the podium in their first round.
Kip Stevens in 6th, Smolensky 7th, Jamie Fluke 8th. That's a good battle at the same time in
Job.
9th and 10th. Hunton's field.
Sorry, Joe just nudging Rushworth through the hairpin, trying to unsettle the New Homes Digital car.
I think we might have to focus just on these 2 then, Rushworth and Job. When we get to line, 3 laps to go. Job looks to the inside there, going into Spoon Curve, nearly goes into the back of the New Homes Digital car, heading down the straight towards 130R.
There's still a great battle going on in the middle of the field. We can have a brief look at it. It's Robert Plumley, Russell Laidler, Andrew Brown, Dan Kraft, Braden Cohen, Jake Blackhall and James Nash. They're joined hammer and tongs, and Job's taking the lead.
Round the outside of Jamie Rushworth.
Of course I missed the great moment of Joe taking the lead, but he's still got to finish this race off. Got 3 laps to go.
And if he wins this race, this will bring his victory count up to 13.
Sorry, 13, yes.
So 13 race victories, only 2 behind Savidovic, but Rushworth could fight it back to Job defending really aggressively there down the front straight. Doesn't want Rushworth to gain any slipstream advantage at all. Penultimate lap of the race. Oh no, we've got 2 more laps when we get to the line at the end of this lap.
The thing is, we just need to have a quick look. Something happened to Kip Stevens?
He's lost a position to Jamie Fluke and to Alex Smolensky.
So Stevens dropping down the order then. Adam, we've really got to put into context Sebastian Job's achievement, because let's not forget he's 15 years old. And sim racing in general, okay, it's quite a young man's game, you would think, but you still need the experience, you still need the knowledge and the racecraft to get this done. And in a series such as this, you know, and he also races in the iRacing World Championship Series. I mean, he's going to be a world champion, isn't he? It's almost certain.
Well, I think the race for the championship is now on between Savidovic and Sebastian Jobe, and I know Savidovic hasn't really been in the equation here tonight because of his misfortunes, but those two so similar on pace as Daniel Hunt tries to get past Kip Stevens there. They're so similar on pace.
Out, I think, is he?
Yeah, he was out
Oh no, he's not out.
He was out a while ago.
No, Kraft. Was that Kraft? Which crash, Alex?
Oh, with Linus Bostrom.
Bostrom, sorry, yep. Some communication issues here, but Bostrom had an issue.
Credit to Rushworth.
Oh, big issue.
Rushworth's coming back at Sebastian Jobe. He did this to Stefan Hoog at Silverstone.
Lee Thompson as well.
Oh, Lee Thompson out. So Lee Thompson, he was battling in that position in the Drivers' Championship, those positions from 6th to 10th. That's probably going to mean he's going to be on the fringes of the top 10 when this race meeting comes to an end in just 2 laps' time. The gap between Jobe and Rushworth.
Hunt and Stevens hitting each other in the Casio Triangle.
And now that allows Field through. Field around the outside of Kip Stevens, so Field now into 9th place.
Rushworth hasn't given up, but I think it's a bit of a forlorn chase. But no, Adam, Jobe has such talent. We've seen him qualify in the top 3 of iRacing.com World Championship Series races, and like I say, he can only get better surely at this age. Surely.
Yeah, most definitely.
He's going to challenge the Gregor Hutus and Martin Kroenkes of the world. He already is doing. Yeah,
very, very promising few years ahead for Sebastian Jobe, and this is just him at the moment in the early stages of his sim racing career. But Jamie Rushworth was just saying before we had to look at that battle, he was battling like this with Stefan Hoog at Silverstone, historic back in August. We thought Hoog got through and got the win, but Rushworth lunged it back down the inside going into Brooklands. Could he do the same here at Suzuka when we get to line up one lap of racing lap?
Yeah, it was a tremendous race, Adam, and into the hairpin, and Rushworth 2 laps to go. He hasn't given up on this. He's not far behind still, Sebastian Jobe, and this is what the slipstream gives you in Suzuka circuit, because there are a lot of technical corners, but still the draft still gives you so much.
Lap times last time around, only 1,000th of a second separated them. Jamie Rushworth 207.333, Sebastian Jobe 207.234. So
they're both pushing very hard now.
Sebastian Jobe puts 2 wheels onto that AstroTurf on the exit. Doesn't seem to have hampered his pace at all. 4/10 of a second between them as they head down towards 130R. They've got just a little bit of traffic in front of them. That is Jerome Kaiser, but I don't think they'll encounter him until pretty far around the last lap. Down towards the Casio Triangle.
He's only lapping 1.5 seconds slower, so I think he'll be alright, Kaiser, at the moment.
Here we go then, last lap at Suzuka for race 3. Sebastian Jobe going for all 3 race victories.
Can Jamie Rushworth challenge him as we come on to the final lap then? Down the main straight for the last time. Rushworth's not mega close here to Jobe, but we did say earlier on, Jobe's tyres aren't always kept in as good a condition as some of the others, and Rushworth is one who likes to take care of the boots.
He was quicker once again than Sebastian Jobe, but only by a few hundredths.
Through the S's at turns 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Then the Dunlop curve coming up very shortly. Up the hill, spectacular corner this. Very, very difficult. Pretty much blind as you crest the rise. Rushworth just keeping that distance, but he's going to set him up at some point. He looks quicker at this point, Jamie Rushworth, Adam.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he's got a fantastic run on the exit of the Deckner curves down towards the hairpin for the final time. Jamie Rushworth looks to the outside of Sebastian Jobe. We've seen that move work, but I don't think he's alongside enough to get it done. He's going to use that high line on the exit. Can he get near Sebastian Jobe?
Got decent momentum, but Jobe got a nice exit. Force Rushworth just far enough wide that he could lose the... just lost a bit of that momentum. And into Spoon Curve, he's going to have a good advantage. Now, can Jamie Rushworth set him up through Spoon for his only real chance, either into 130R or into the Casio Triangle? Then Sebastian Jobe, he's looking to win 3 races in 1 race meeting. It's the first time this has been done.
Rushworth's closing him down, but not as quick as he wants to get a move done into the Casio triangle, and I don't think unless Jamie Rushworth flies it down the inside into the Casio triangle, he's going to do anything to stop from Sebastian Jobe taking his 13th race victory of the season and all 3 race victories.
Very late on the brakes, Rushworth, but Jobe judges it perfectly, and he's going to come out of the Casio triangle, and Sebastian Jobe is going to take all 3 races at Suzuka International Racing Course in the BSRTC. Jobe wins. It's a hat-trick for Apex Racing TV. Phenomenal, Adam.
A hat-trick in football so special. We've just seen something even rarer than that. A hat-trick of race victories in the BSRTC. Only the second time it's happened, and only the first time in the BSRTC's current format with the reverse grid dice. Well, the reverse grid Wheel of Fortune. That is an absolutely astronomical achievement there by Sebastian Jobe. 22nd on the grid in this race, 24th on the grid.
Plumley's got to slow down to serve before the line.
Oh,
he's
no!
He's going to lose 3 or 4 spots at least. He may have lost one to Savinovic, although I'm not
Don't think so, no.
massively sure of that. I think he managed to get that.
19th, yeah. Well, yes, Sebastian Jobe just started in pole for race 1.
Battle's still going for 31st.
Yeah.
Johan Pekalami and Scott Malcolm. Let's see if there's any action here.
Oh yeah, very close indeed. Through 130R then. Grip TV versus Laser Tools. Grip TV, a relatively new team to the series.
Lamy then, the Finnish driver against the Scotsman Malcolm. Malcolm takes a nice inside line. Lamy, is he going to rue not being aggressive enough there and managing to retain the place is Scott Malcolm. Those two started 2nd and 7th, and they finished 30th and 31st, with Alfala actually in 32nd and our pole sitter Steve Richardson
in 33rd.
33rd.
Just need to jump in for a second, guys. Actually, poor old Rob Plumley, he actually got smashed going into the chicane there. It wasn't a slowdown. He did get a slowdown from it, but
it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, he absolutely got clobbered there. We just missed it. It was right on the edge of the camera. And so poor old Rob Plumley. I think he only lost about 3 or 4 places there, so it could have been a lot worse. But he just got buried into the tyre wall there.
Alex, what do you make of that hat-trick, the trilogy?
What can you say? It's just amazing. Like we say, it has been done before in the series, but back then it was a completely different series with 10 or 15 cars at max. So yeah, to do that, what we've seen today, that's pretty special. And just to really back up what you guys say, he's definitely one for the future. 15 years old, like you say. I'm doing a lot of work with him right now, just to try and give him everything he needs, all the tools he needs necessary in his locker, so he can do whatever he needs to do when he needs to do it. And today he did an absolutely stunning job.
I'm just saying, your teammates, you can see the talent on a regular basis. How far can he go? I think he can win a world championship.
Well, I would like to see him win a championship. I definitely think he's got the ability. It might not be next year, but I would think the year after that. Give him a couple of seasons to mature at the top level, work out what the drivers are doing, settle his nerves down and things like that. We're working hard with him with that stage at the moment. So new car though next season. So who knows?
Yes.
I mean that could
McLaren
really.
Honda.
Yeah, exactly. That could shake it all up when it comes to that series. So it's the only time Greg has been beat when there was a change of car. Hugo beat him the first season the FW31 was brought in. So never know if Seb gels with the car straight off the bat. He's certainly got the pace to do it. I mean, 3rd place in qualifying again at the weekend, and what you just seen tonight just goes to show the kind of ability he's got.
But he seems to have gelled with the Kia Optima. Seems to have gelled with the Kia Optima. Started pole position race 1, won it. Started 24th race 2, won it. Started 22nd race 3, won it. Such an achievement.
I didn't even think that was possible, to be fair, because we mentioned Alex earlier on that Suzuka were overtaking spots, but it's still not the easiest one, is it, to pass on?
No, not at all. I mean, any place to overtake at Suzuka's difficult. Yeah, so all credit needs to be given to all of those guys that have made places today, because there were some great performances from way back on the grid as well. So not just the good work that Seb did, but everyone really did a great job. Just having a little look at a replay actually at the start, because obviously there's a massive sort of like check-up, and one of the Grip TV's cars there really involved in it. It just blocked the track there for a moment, and it just looks like they got a little nudge from behind there, and the cold tyres just meant that the car just spun out, and him and Chepelevsky just got stuck. And then of course you had Kaiser as well. Let's just see if we can switch the camera over to
Adam. Have you you've seen a lot of these races? You've seen a few more than me, even. And what do you make of that achievement, especially given how far the series has come, and where you see, the grid increase and everything like that, and the talent level increase? It's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just completely different to when I first started covering the series back in season 5. Back then we had different reverse grid rules. Race 2 was top 10 reverse. Race 3 was top 20 reverse. So, completely different now. And of course, other drivers have come and gone, and the likes of Steve Richardson would usually be inside the top 10 or top 20 in races 2 and 3. But Richardson, not as quick as he was, thanks to this new talent coming through. And yeah, it's just Sebastian Job, race 1, race 2, race 3. It's just incredible, because the reverse grid's basically put in to stop that happening. But Sebastian Job's been able to do that. And yeah, Lorenzo Leonetti took all 3 race victories at Lime Rock 2 years ago. But yeah, completely different. Not as many cars on the grid.
But the fact that he only turned up once was probably avoids him getting any records, I would think.
Yeah, 100% win rate. Highest win rate anyone in the BSRT.
I mean, at one point I had a 33% win rate. At one point.
Yeah.
It's not so much now, but at one point. Even that shows how far the series has come, because I definitely wouldn't be able to win a race now. I'd probably need everyone to just explode.
Pretty much.
For me to win a race.
Well, credit to Wojciech Savinovic, 21st position after pitting halfway through the race. So still a 21st position for him, still very good, but he'll be very eager to forget this race meeting, and we'll be hoping to get back on track when the series heads to... I think this is the first time I've ever not known where we're heading to next in the calendar. I'll quickly check for you.
Too high.
We head next to Brands Hatch, back to England, the Grand Prix circuit at Brands Hatch. So heading down to Hawthorns, Sheen Curve, Stirlings, all those famous corners will be back. Then after that is Mount Panorama. Let's run you through the finishing order then. In the third and final race of the evening, Sebastian Job taking all 3 race victories. So Jamie Rushworth 2nd, Robert Fagg 3rd, Pete Newman 4th, Steve Walker 5th, Alex Malensky 6th, Jamie Fluke 7th, Daniel Hunt 8th, Kip Stevens is in 9th, and Simon Field rounds out the top 10. 11th for Julian Janowski, 12th, Michael Shellback, 13th, Colin Cunniff, 14th, Dan Blake, 15th, Russell Layla, 16th, Daniel Kraft, 17th, Laura Bond, 18th, Andrew Brown, 19th, Robert Plumley, and in 20th it is Jake Blackhall. 21st, Wojciech Savinovic, Lee Berridge, 22nd. 23rd, it is John Roberts. 24th, Ashley Blake Hood. 25th, David Baker. 26th, Ben Palmer. 27th, Richard Gore. 28th, Daniel Chepelevsky. 29th, Lee Thompson. 30th, Scott Malcolm. 31st, Ewa Pekalami. 32nd, Ray Alfala. 33rd, Steve Richardson. 34th, Sharon Kaiser. And in the cars, 2 laps down or more. Breda Cohen in 35th, 36th, James Nash, 37th, Linus Bosham, 38th, Mark Johnston, 39th, Robert Graham, 40th, Stephen Burke, 41st, Ashley Sutton, 42nd, Paul Smith, 43rd, Matt Walker, 44th, Chaz Draker, and 45th, Jay Wright.
Okay, right, so we've got a couple of interviews for you then, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us as well on iRacing Live. We didn't get any interviews done last week, so we're going to bring a couple of people in this week. We've got Jamie Fluke with us. Jamie, hello mate.
How's things?
Welcome. Welcome to the commentary box. It was an eventful race meeting for yourself tonight then.
Oh yeah, that was absolute chaos, but it was, I suppose, the right sort of chaos for me. People sort of flying off the road left, right and centre. It was unbelievable, really.
Yeah, and you got a nice 7th place in race 3.
Yeah, that's second, 7th.
What was it like out there at the beginning? Because we spoke to Jeroen earlier on, where he was saying that we're going into turn 3 and 4 with absolutely no grip. What was it like for yourself?
Oh yeah, absolutely no grip at all. the tyres really just hadn't come up to pressure and temperature at that point. Turn 1 was, to be honest, just as sketchy as well, so it was really, really iffy for the first, I'd say, half a lap or so, and then by the time you got round to Spoon, the car had sort of come around at that point. But a lot of people were, severely caught out with the cold tyres early on, and trying to go, too wide through the S's is, it's going to cause a lot of trouble.
It's a good meeting for New Homes Digital tonight, and how are you feeling going into the Brands Hatch round? Because it's such a great track, it's an iconic one. I've seen some great racing there over the years. What do you think you can do there?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Brands Hatch. I ran it whenever it was part of the track selection for week 13, just for the official series. So really looking forward to it. I can imagine it being somewhat similar to Suzuka as well. There's not many clear overtaking opportunities, but plenty of room to go side by side. So hopefully the weather's a wee bit warmer, so the cold tyres don't become such an issue.
Adam, you got anything for Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie, 3 top 10 results for you in race 1, race 2, race 3. So good job from that. What's it like working your way through the tightly congested pack at the start? Because it filters pretty much down to single file through those first 2 corners.
Yeah, really, honestly, all I can say is you just have to be patient. There will be contact in front of you. There will be cars sort of coming off the track left and right, so you just have to be careful, making sure that you just pick the right line at the right time. You hope for the best. I think in race 2, I think in race 2, I picked up 9 positions on the first lap without actually making a proper overtake, just as cars had just sort of fallen by the wayside as I went along.
And Sebastian Job's all 3 race victories tonight. What an achievement.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely astonishing. Just watching him sort of just fly by me in race 2 and race 3 as well, and then just picking guys off pretty much at will. It was very, very, very good to see. It's probably good for the series as well to see something like that happen, because it's an iconic moment, really.
It's funny, Jamie, because we were saying in race 1 that Wojciech was much quicker than Seb, and he just couldn't force his way through. But then Seb, it seemed like he just kicked into another gear in the last 2 races. Caught up to Jamie like nothing, and such quick fashion. What's it like racing against that?
It's honestly slightly terrifying, because Sebastian is probably the best underbraking in the case that I've at least come across by a long way. Whenever he's right behind you, he's going to try and make a move somewhere, and oftentimes he will. And if you're smart to it, you'll let him go, because he's going to get you at some point.
Alright, well, thanks very much for coming and chatting to us, Jamie. It's been a few weeks, I think, since we've had you in here, so thanks for that, and good luck for Brands, and then it's Bathurst.
Ooh, Bathurst, I love that.
There you go. See if you can pick up the win there. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure, thank you.
Jamie Fluke there, Adam, and as you mentioned, very good meeting for him and for New Homes Digital.
Yeah, New Homes Digital, they've been outside the top 10 last few race meetings, but yeah, good to see them back up at the front. Jamie Rushworth, good to see him battling for the race lead as well. Hadn't had the best race meetings the last few times, usually outside the top 10, so it's good for his championship. As always, came close to taking the race victory there in race 3, just couldn't get past Sebastian Job on that final lap. Well, Brands Hatch next time out, so they could be strong there. They've raced there in the past, they've had race victories there in the past as well. I think Kip Stevens might have took a race victory for them earlier in the season at Brands, possibly on the Indy circuit there, so they have to get it done.
I think you're right there actually, and New Homes Digital showing a bit of a resurgence the last few weeks. Just changing tack there. Colin Cuddish joins us now. Colin, hi mate.
Hi.
Hello. Good performance in race 3 from yourself, but it wasn't really the meeting that you wanted, I don't think.
No, race 1 went okay. It was just didn't seem to catch the brakes every time I came round the corner. There was a car there, had to brake, let everybody through, get back up again, happened again, have to brake, let everybody through, and then race 2 was one to forget. Didn't even make the first corner because of other people's incidents, but not much you can do there. If you're 4 wide going into turn 1 and this track, it's just not going to work.
I think I saw that happening, and I was holding my breath a little bit, thinking, that's not going to work.
I thought I'd be right. I'm on the outside. I should just stay on the outside as far left as you can, and you'll be fine. But no, I just saw them edging out over, and then that was it. Nothing I could do.
take us through your race 3. How did that go? Because it obviously 31st to 13th.
I was mostly closing my eyes and hoping for the best after my previous luck. It was just trying to get through as much, trying to avoid everybody. A good wheel-to-wheel racing with some of the guys. So yeah, it was quite happy.
Alright, well, Brands Hatch is next, mate, and then it's Bathurst. What are your thoughts about those 2 meetings?
Well, Brands Hatch is not my favourite. You remember from GP260 from back in the day. That was never one of my favourite tracks. And Bathurst, well, that's just a long track.
It's one that you've really got to be careful at, and it's going to be people surviving, I think, there more than anything else.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to chat to us anyway there, mate. Good to have you in here, and it's good to see you out there for Friction, and hopefully... what's the deal with Friction anyway? You're going to get some more cars for next season?
Yeah, well, because
this season even?
Because everybody else is a bit more talented than I am, they can just jump in the car and actually get be on the pace, whereas myself, I need to sort of build up. So I've been taking all these races just to get up to speed for when hopefully next season starts, if there is going to be one.
Well, the thing is,
experience.
Everybody starts on a level playing field. That's what we've got to remember for next season. So, yeah, wish you all the best for that one.
Cheers.
All right. Colin Cunniff there, and yeah, I hope Friction gets some more cars on the grid, Adam, because they've been a good addition with Graham Carroll and a couple of others.
Yeah, they've managed to take race victories as well. I think Graham Carroll, did he take 2 victories, I think?
And Colin won at Laguna Seca as well.
Yeah, so Laguna Seca and Mid-Ohio, those 2 race meetings were pretty good for Friction Racing. They seem to have gone off the boil just a little bit these last few race meetings. But yeah, they'll probably come back on strong. Who knows, it could even ruin someone's party later on in the series in the showdown. So yeah, not the best results from them tonight, but I'm sure they'll be back.
Alright, very, very good. So the last gentleman that we would like to speak to is Mr. Robert Fagg. Rob, hello.
Hello guys, how are you?
Hi there, mate. We've not had you in the commentary box for quite a long time, I don't think.
No, it's good to be popping along for an interview, especially with our new sponsor we got on board now.
Yes, indeed, and tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, we've now signed up. We've got Eurotrip Digital on board. Obviously, new car. We've just rebranded to Team Carnage, but it's good to have them on board supporting the series. So, yeah, it's good to finally get up on the podium in the last race. Had a bit of an unfortunate incident in the first race, had to pit. So, yeah, it's coming back through the field, and the next 2 were quite good fun.
Yeah, you've had some good results. I mean, the last race got on the podium. It's always good to be on the podium, isn't it? When was the last one? Was that Watkins, possibly, or have you been on there since?
Yeah, I sneakily took a victory last week at
oh, there you go.
race 3, at Silverstone.
Yeah, I missed that one. Sorry, I should have known that, really. That's what
Yeah, I should have Charlie.
So more about me than about you there. What's this going to do for the team, though? New sponsorship, new title sponsor. Are you planning to bring more drivers in this season? We just talked to Friction. They said they were going to bring more drivers in. You know, I suppose it will be only a good thing for the series if you can get those people in. But it's finding them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, at the moment it's just obviously myself and Lee Berridge that running in the team. But yeah, with new sponsor on board, we're looking at getting another 2 drivers in to get the full 4-driver lineup. And obviously moving into next season, hopefully we're doing it all again next year. And we're trying to have a full driver lineup with some reserves as well, so to try and be competitive in the team championship.
Well, I'm sure there'll be. This is the thing as well about the BSRTC, because this season's been so long, because it's been so eventful and popular and televised. There's going to be a lot more interest, I would think, going into season 10 in 2016. So, and I said to Colin, everybody starts even next season. You start from 0 points like everyone else.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, it'll all be reset. So, yeah, let's see if we can get off to a good start. Hopefully the sponsor will be on board with us for next year. And, yeah, we'll wait and see. And if anyone does need any stuff done to their car, need their chip remapped, then obviously pop along to their website.
Yep, Eurochip Digital there, based in Huddersfield in West Yorkshire, like me. So, I'm not from Huddersfield, but... It's good to see a localist company to me getting involved with BSRTC, so I'm very pleased with that. Well done, Rob. Good meeting from you today as well. And what's your thoughts on Brands Hatch just quickly as well? That's the next one.
Yeah, I love Brands Hatch. I'm usually quite quick around there, so I've got my fingers crossed. It's my home circuit because I live in Kent, so I always like to try and do well there, but we'll just have to wait and see. Try and get 3 clean races is my goal. Try and get some top 10 finishes.
All right, awesome. Right, well, thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Right then, Adam, that just about does it for tonight's action from Suzuka. Have you had a good night?
Yep. Expected it to be 3 fantastic races. Didn't expect though Sebastian Jones to take all 3 race victories in such a commanding way that he did. So, yeah, fantastic job from him. And can't wait for the next one at Brands Hatch. Very tight racetrack, even though we're on the Grand Prix layouts. It's still going to be pretty frantic racing before we head off to the long Bathurst circuit in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a fantastic circuit, it's Brands Hatch, and I think it's underrated. I think it's brilliant for touring cars, and it had one of the best races I ever saw at Brands Hatch was the final round of the British Superbike Championship a few years ago when
John Hopkins and Tommy Hill, 6,000.
My God, that was a race. So if it's anything like that, then I think we're in for an absolute treat. Thanks very much, Alex, for doing the cameras again, and we hope to have you back at full strength next week. Adam, again, mate, it's been a pleasure, and we will see everybody next week. So from all of us here at the BSRTC, we'll see you next week on Motors TV. Good night.